And we're coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by Sheen Washable.
No, he's not. But he is joined by the beloved Milwaukee best here.
All right, the Mass Chris Massey.
What was that? I didn't hear you over there, you fucking bagoof. Fuck you, Franco. For real. Fuck
Did you hear what Kyle just called you? He called you a fucking bagoof.
Check. There we go. We switched up the mics on me. But now, the Red Baron.
You know why I didn't do that? Because you're a fucking bagoof.
I am a bagoof. I can't deny that.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
It'd be better if Franco had a 10-pitch RBI single.
But instead he had a 10-pitch strikeout?
No, he got it at the third.
Yeah. But, Machcine's not here today. He should be joining us via Skype at some point.
Machcine is what we call a piece of garbage. If you heard that...
It's also a synonym for Yankees fan.
Yeah, and Giants fan.
Sorry, Rebecca.
That's what happens when you know Chris Jankowski.
Nope. Speaking of Rebecca, Rita, her father, got to meet the wrong LT, no, just kidding, Lawrence Taylor at the Chowder Pot.
I'm sorry, what?
It's never going to not be Lawrence Taylor's at the Chowder Pot.
Why?
This is basically what happened.
He was eating
The
some
Chowder
trash.
Pot was just like, how do we get like a higher echelon black guy to come to our restaurant? And someone was like, Cheddar Bay Biscuits. We're like, no, we're not Red Lobster. We want somebody good. And they're like, free chowder for life? And they're like, all right, let's see who's fishing.
I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
And then Lawrence Taylor was like, I like chowder. So then he came to Connecticut. Where's my chowder? Ate free chowder for life. And then Giants fans got to buy tickets, I think?
Something like that.
I don't know. You guys gave it to him for Father's Day, right? Father-in-law and father, yeah.
Was he nice?
What'd you get for your dad?
They didn't go. I thought it was absolute
Yeah,
bullshit
you
that
think
Rebecca
you're-
didn't get to go and Jacob went.
Something like train related. Something not
Still bullshit.
Not something as exciting as meeting Lawrence Taylor.
Well, you're a terrible son.
Well, yeah.
He could have met Drew Bledsoe.
But he wasn't on the bill.
It didn't matter.
Starting lineup,
Take
Souls.
away. Oh, I'm drinking what we call the best beer of all time. I'm really sure about this. It's what we call Milwaukee's Best Premium. I'm going to take a guess that it's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If it's not, then fuck this beer. But I'm sure it is.
Chris Massey.
I'm drinking Patron tonight.
From where?
Milwaukee's Best.
I mean, you don't know. Where's tequila from?
Mexico.
Good for you.
Mexico!
Good for you. It's actually one of very few liquor type items that the blacks rap about. That's not from France.
That's right.
Whoa.
No, if you really think about it, like if you start rattling off liquors or liqueurs or wines, anything that is in hip hop songs, almost all of them are from France. Hypnotic, it's a French liqueur. Ciroc, French vodka. Moet, champagne from France. Cristal, champagne from France. Dom, champagne from France. They talk Hennessy, cognac from France. Remy Martin's cognac from France. Patron is like one of the few that's from Mexico. There's another one too, another popular one that's not. I forget what it is though. Alizé, that's French.
Yeah, Patron is like one of the very few. Like,
Yeah, it's just weird though how that just coincidentally like happened.
I wonder if was it ever like sponsored by like.
Well, Alizé got big because of Tupac.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Alizé Gold and Champagne or whatever it was. That's one of like his songs. So Alizé got big from him, and then Lil' Kim also talked about Alizé like later. So that's how that got big. I'm not really sure how the rest of them got big.
Yeah.
I don't really know like when cognac. I'd have to do some research. We'll do some research. We'll get back to you next week. That's going to be your homework, right, Baron. You're the hip hop guru here. Hennessy. It's as long as I can remember. Hennessy and Hypnotic have been. Ciroc is because P Diddy made it, so it automatically was kind of just right into the
into the stream. Of
right
stuff.
into the hip hop media. But Hennessy and like Moet, I'm not really sure. Just because like Moet is like whatever because like anybody and everybody drinks champagne, but like Hennessy is like a cognac, and like it's realistically it's like an inexpensive cognac because all cognac is brandy, but it's made in France.
Yar.
So I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, when cognac became a thing. It's actually funny. You know who drinks? You know, like the primary like demographic for cognac, rich old white guys.
Yeah,
A lot of cognac. Drink a lot of cognac, but they drink things like Hardy and like Tesseron and stuff like that. Like they don't really like Hennessy's kind of like the low end cognac.
I'm pretty sure the Dodgers are up 2-1.
All right. What are you drinking over there, Baron Red?
for Malagash, I have Tripel.
Was that the beer you were talking about?
I think so. 'Cause I know you brought a bunch of bottles when they and it kind of just.
The one with the white label was the sour. I think you drank that last week.
Right.
It wasn't a stout though.
No. So was this yours?
No, I'll give that to you.
Okay. Right, well, thank you.
I'm drinking from the great land of St. Louis, Missouri. Bush.
Missouri's a pretty accurate one.
Mass, it's protocol. When someone says Bush, you give like a second, and then you kind of join in with a shh. So,
From St. Louis, Missouri, I'm drinking Bush.
that's it. That's beauty. That's beauty right there.
Toast of excellence.
I'll go first.
Nope. Mass.
Toast of excellence.
If I don't let him go first, we'll be here for an hour while he thinks of another one.
That's true. The NBA's free agency just being fucking crazy. It's just been a wild ride.
Yep, we covered that last week, but
I wasn't here last week.
you should have listened to the show.
I couldn't.
Why couldn't you listen to the show?
I couldn't listen live.
You could listen to it on iTunes, where you can find all of our podcasts, or Podbean, where you can also find all of our podcasts, except for last week's. But
My point.
But you could have. I don't know if you know this. YouTube. We were on Facebook Live. Also, don't know if you know this, but like pretty much the people who like put those shows on those things are all pretty much in this room. You could have just asked any of us. We could have just sent it to you. Zip file, flash drive. I could have hand delivered it to you on a CD. If you wanted to, I could have converted it to 8-track. Would have cost me a lot of money because I would have had to go out and get a conversion thing to convert MP3 to or MP4.
Can I ask for that? Will you deliver that to me next week?
No, it's too late.
Okay.
Souls? Milwaukee, sorry.
My toast of excellence is to the Anaheim Angels for throwing a goodbye no-hitter on the first home game since Tyler Skazz's death.
All wearing Tyler Skaggs jerseys. And his mom threw out the first pitch, and she threw out a fucking strike, too.
Yeah, and they scored 7 runs in the first inning. And it was the first combined no-hitter since July 13th, 1991, the day that Skaggs was born.
Sports are sports are super romantic like that. We see stuff like that like all the time. Not to take anything away from it, but like, didn't like D. Gordon hit a home run after Fernandez died? Like
first at bat.
Yeah, and like not a home run hitter, but and then cried around the base path, sadly. But it's just like weird how things like that happen. Like you can't write shit like that.
So the Phillies aren't losing yet, but they will be.
The Phillies are really good innings 1 and 2 and like 9. Anything in between, the meat and potatoes of the game, garbage.
Fucking bad 8 guys to score 1.
They load up on apps and dessert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're not good on Thanksgiving. What about you? You got a toast of excellence over there?
I
Barons
do. Today of this July 15th, the Giants-Rockies played a doubleheader. Game 1, the Giants put up 19 runs.
Wow.
So, good on them.
Yeah.
Put on a clinic.
Who had 8 RBIs, Ken?
I didn't look into the box score. I just saw the score and went, wow.
I'm going to make a guess. I'll give them 5 doll hairs.
Brandon Belt.
Hunter.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Kyle knows on the team.
Well, you were close. You got the first name right. It's Crawford.
Ah!
I think you meant to say Jeff Keppinger.
I did. Actually, I did. It's my accent. It's kind of thick.
He's got a thick San Francisco accent. You know, I had like a bunch of these on the way over, and I kind of forgot all of them. Because I had like some obscure ones. Well, mine might be just a simple one, a simpleton one. Mine might be to TJ Oshie. Continuing his streak of being the greatest American hockey player off the ice today. Was it today or yesterday? One of the days. I think it was this weekend. He was doing a golf thing, same golf thing that Steph Curry was doing. It's one of those type of things. And he signed an Oshie jersey for some fans that were there at a golf tournament shirtless. Happy Gilmore-esque.
Yep.
And then he funneled a beer, and that was about it. But good on him.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're not losing 2-1, if everybody cares.
I think only you care.
Yep.
Oh, Mass is looking at some Magic the Gathering dice.
Dungeons and Dragons says.
Oh, wow. You turned a nerdy thing even nerdier.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's it. Crack 'em.
Let's crack 'em. We're still waiting on Mike Mock. He's trying to call in right now. I'm trying to figure that out. Why we're not hearing from him? But hopefully any minute now.
Just make sure anytime you uncork something, you cork it right in the mic. We'll let you get that pop. Nah, you gotta wait. You gotta get a little bit.
That was more of a pussy squeak, huh?
A pussy squeak? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, you did.
No, you gotta do yours right in the mic.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Wow.
It was good.
That was a dick.
I don't usually wear the headphones, so I thought that was massive, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty good pop for like a non. Pour some in your red Solo cup.
Yeah.
You're like a mixture of Slim Thug and Toby Keith. Toby Thug. Not Slim Keith.
Slim Keith. That is probably a real person.
Oh, Slim Keith, 100%. Alright, so just kind of go around the horn. What's on your mind? Souls, what's on your mind? What's on your mind in the sports/beer world? Or
Besides
booze
this
world?
fucking game right now?
Yeah, besides the game.
Well, we got a lot of things going on in football, you know? Melvin Gordon wants to be traded if he doesn't get paid. So, I'm going to ask everybody what team fits him best.
Chicago Bears.
Real quick before we do that, does anybody here think he deserves to be paid like Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley did?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No, well, what do you mean, no? He doesn't deserve Todd Gurley money, but Todd Gurley didn't deserve Todd Gurley money.
He's been hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt, but I think he warrants a heavy payday.
His rookie year, he sucked.
He warrants a heavy payday.
Not yet.
Yes,
What would you pay him for per year?
14.
Okay.
Today's NFL is all about a back that can get it done between the tackles and catch passes out of the backfield,
Absolutely.
and he's top 3 in that category.
He'll probably go to the Eagles.
So I want you to give me a reason as to why he doesn't deserve more money, the same amount of money, if not more, than David Johnson.
Because he's not durable.
Neither is David Johnson.
I don't think David Johnson deserves
Yes, you do. Don't you fucking lie to me. You're a bigger David Johnson dick rider than you ever were a fucking NBL dick rider.
Hold on.
No,
I'm a bit like a Bell dick rider.
I know, but not Steeler, non-Steeler or quarterback.
Well, that's because David Johnson was my homeboy.
No, you had him in fantasy.
Yeah.
Your homeboy. He doesn't give 2 shits about you.
I don't know that yet.
We do. I talk to him.
Until I hang out with him in Northern Iowa University. We'll have a good talk.
I think Melvin Gordon deserves a payday. Not Todd Gurley money, but at the same time, I don't think Todd Gurley deserves Todd Gurley money.
Do you think that if he repeated his performance from 2 years ago, like 2 years in a row, he deserves that?
Yeah. But Melvin Gordon deserves to get paid, and I think that it would be stupid not to.
I agree.
Because what are they? What's their offense going to be without him?
Came out.
But
Exactly.
no running threat.
What do you mean? Brendan Oliver's his boss.
We'll sign C.J. Anderson.
Yeah. Fucking Tubbs McGee.
The meatball.
If he gets traded, he's not going to the Eagles.
Well, I went to the Eagles, but they have to collect on running backs.
They do, but I don't think they can afford to pay him.
Oh, no. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can see it happen.
I think it depends. What do you value his worth at? Second round pick?
Second or third.
Second and third?
Second or third.
I mean, I think they're really high on Montgomery, but I wouldn't put it past Ryan Pace to give up a second or a third, or like a third and a fifth, or something like that to get Melvin Gordon. Because I feel like Melvin Gordon's exactly what they're looking for.
I was about to say, he seems
He's
very much like...
He's a between-the-tackles runner that has elite catching ability out of the backfield and has wiggle. And that's what they're looking for, somebody with wiggle. I wouldn't put it past Ryan Pace at all. The guy is a free agency guru and a drafting animal.
Colts.
Yeah, Colts have money.
I like that idea.
Colts have love.
That'd be fair. Tampa Bay?
Colts,
Yeah.
I think, would have to give up a second. The Colts would have to give up a second rounder
I will put that because they have a lot of it.
and a lot of money,
Yeah.
which bothers me. I feel in my opinion, they don't deserve to win anything.
Who, the Colts?
They had so much money to go out and put a better defense on than what they had last year. Which, let's be honest, they needed help, and to put pieces around Andrew Luck, and they just didn't do it.
I think
Their
they
team,
also-
they're not good. They weren't good last year to go to the Super Bowl and win it. They got stomped in the playoffs.
I don't think that they had, or I
let's be-
thought they got bought out by, or beat out by people that were trying to buy, or the free agents.
Well, they didn't want to overpay.
They didn't want to overpay,
Yes.
but now it resulted in them having a substantially exuberant amount of money, and a team that right now is with a healthy Andrew Luck mentality. And let's be realistic, the team, I'm not taking anything away from Andrew Luck's play last year, but the team as a whole, I mean, they benefited from really inconsistent play from the Titans all year.
Yes.
They benefited from a really bad Jacksonville Jaguars team,
Yeah.
and they benefited from a less than
off-field.
perfect Texans
Yeah.
team.
There's another team that could use them.
Plus, not to mention, James Conner doesn't go down. The Colts don't make the playoffs.
No.
Yarp.
I'm just saying, the Colts weren't, in my opinion, making the playoffs doesn't make you a playoff team. For example, the year that I think it was the year the Packers won the Super Bowl, was the year the Seahawks made the playoffs as a sub-500 team. They made the playoffs, but they weren't a playoff team.
Yeah.
It happened all the time. Half the teams that make it in the NBA East every year aren't playoff teams.
I heard a fun fact today.
I'm not done, Kyle.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, the Colts last year weren't a playoff team. They just benefited from other things. The Raiders were bad. The Broncos were way below expectations. You have 3 teams in the NFC East that never make the playoffs. The Steelers were below average last year. The Browns lost a lot of close games. I mean, there was a lot of things that went in their favor. The Browns win half those games that they lost by in overtime or close possession games. The Steelers don't. James Conner doesn't go down. The Broncos just play to expectations. The Texans play the way they're supposed to play. The Colts don't make the playoffs. They weren't a playoff team last year. They had, in my opinion, the only thing they have that's an absolute lock is their middle linebacker and their quarterback. The 2 quarterbacks on the side of the ball.
Look at their offensive lineman.
Yeah, the offensive line, but I'm talking like key position players.
Which is a breath of fresh air to them.
But I see him going to Colts. But at the same time, I don't think the Colts are going to be willing to part ways with draft picks. It's still Olsen, and there's no guarantee that free agency is going to bring. So, I mean, Colts maybe.
Texans.
Texans overpaying for it. I could also see the Chiefs.
They have the money to pay them.
You can find the money. You can always find money in the NFL. Cap space isn't real. It's a fake number. You take somebody's contract, pay them $1 a year, give the rest of them to a guaranteed. It depends on the team you have. Like a team like Chicago Bears or Steelers, they give everybody $1 out of pocket. They make much revenue. They do.
Yeah.
But also, I wouldn't put it past those.
They have like 18 running backs on the roster.
Just like you, man.
What if the Steelers? I know what would happen. What if the Steelers traded for Gordon?
Well, be more dynamic in the running game.
And you would automatically be worthy of getting paid in Kyle's eyes. Kyle knows the fan he is. I mean, like, I could see him working well in the Patriots offense. I think they want to part ways with draft pick.
Especially because they have something to show right now.
Yeah, but Mel Gordon's a step up from that. And if any, and there's nothing Bill Belichick loves more than having 65 running backs that all can rush for 100 yards at any given moment in time, and then cut them the next week because they miss
I'm
practice.
probably going to kill
Kyle, can you just stop playing with things, man? What the fuck?
What about the Seahawks?
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think Pete Carroll's one that likes to really just part ways with draft picks. Pete, you look at what the Seahawks have done in the draft over the past years under his command. And, I can't pull up, dude. You guys got to pull.
Did?
Nah, you were pulling up. You're pulling. You see, I get your hand on the bottom of the arm there? That's pulling up while you're pulling out. Trying to be meaning to, but you do it. An object in motion stays in motion.
What about the Ravens?
I don't know.
No, they got Mark Ingram.
They got Mark Ingram.
Okay.
They're looking more. They're figuring that their elusive back is going to be Lamar Jackson.
Who do the Redskins have a running back?
Adrian Peterson.
Darius Guice.
I forgot about Geis.
I don't know. I mean, it's tricky. We can sit here and get accusations, and he'll end up going to like the 49ers or something.
Yeah, he'll go to a team like, he'll make impact on any team he goes to, but it's like, he'll go to a team that isn't going like anywhere fast.
What if the Packers traded for him?
Or the Raiders.
Raiders just got Josh. What's his name? Josh Jackson? No, Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's a running back. You still don't really know what you have.
If you just took him in the first round, I doubt they're going to trade another high value.
You would really put anything past John Gruden.
That's true.
Philly's lost. That's fine.
I don't know. Kyle, what's the thing you saw? Can you talk into the mic?
Can't.
You could stand up.
Yeah.
I should remember.
Hey, I sit here all the time. I'm not doing that.
You can hold it closer to you.
I see. Fuck yourself, bud.
That's Kyle's response with something like sense, but he doesn't want to do it.
No.
You broke it, Kyle.
Hey, man, when you stand like a tree and go fuck yourself, man.
Stand like a tree and go fuck yourself.
I liked it. I think that.
That's close to.
Souls.
That was like the.
Don't pull on the
Boondock
bottom,
Saints
dude.
reference.
Oh, God.
Kyle fucking broke it. Kyle, move over a seat. Turn that mic off. Turn the next mic on. You can stay there. Just pull that mic close to you.
I did nothing wrong.
Souls, what was the fun thing you saw?
I don't remember.
There's something you were to tell Kendall.
I don't know.
All right.
Really stuff.
Kendall, what's on your mind?
So I saw this thing on one of those, all these pages like on Instagram and all that, like the NFL people want to like argue about stuff. And I found this thing that was kind of intriguing. Who had a better season, the 06 Champ Bailey or the 2009 Darrelle Revis? And I'd have to pull up the stats for you. But what it comes down to is that and Paul can maybe pull it up pretty quickly, where Champ Bailey had 10 interceptions and only gave up 4 the whole season. He was only targeted 38 times.
The
Now,
entire season?
The entire season.
Holy shit.
Gave 4 receptions, had 10 picks. Now, Revis was thrown at like 108 times, had 6 picks, and only had, I think, something like...
Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. 2006 Champ Bailey, thrown at 35 times, allowed 4 receptions for about a 10% completion rate, to 20 of the 5 passes, and tied league lead 10 interceptions. Also had 98 tackles, and it looks like 9 of the 10 interceptions came in the red zone.
Did
Darrell-
Champ Bailey ever win Super Bowl?
Nope.
No. And then Darrelle Revis was thrown at 108 times with 6 interceptions for 121 interception return yards and a touchdown, and 31 passes defensed for 60. It was 60 total tackles.
So it comes down to, like, do you look at it as, no one threw it at Champ Bailey, and that's why he had such a good season, or, just was that good, all those times he was thrown at?
How many times did we say he was thrown to? 30...
35 times.
35 times. Okay, so he had 10 picks.
I would say Champ Bailey purely because nobody threw at him, and when they did, they fucked up.
I mean, I'm biased because Champ Bailey's one of my favorite
Would
players.
he give up 1 touchdown on those 4 receptions, right?
Something like that.
No, he didn't give up any touchdowns.
No touchdowns, yeah.
Yeah, and Darrelle Revis, didn't he give up 4 that year?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he gave up 4. And I think one of them was to fucking, like, move Muhammad or some shit.
Yeah, some scroll. So, I mean, it's interesting because I think people are quick to forget as time goes on, how good, even like Revis, he had a great stretch of, 5-6 years, maybe. And even as time goes on, when the guy from the Jags.
It's because
Jalen Ramsey.
the other thing too is Revis played when Revis played during his most, he was playing for the high media profile New York Jets and then the always Super Bowl contending New England Patriots. So he got tons of TV time, media attention, coined Revis Island.
Yeah.
When Champ Bailey was doing his damage, he was doing it for threatening Broncos team. I mean, the 2005 to 2010 weren't.
Excellent.
They weren't thinking to people they were a Super Bowl lock.
What happened to
That 2005-2010 stretch, that was Patriots and Steelers. That's who it was. Patriots and Steelers. Those were the Super Bowl AFC Championship game. The Denver Broncos. So it just didn't result in the same amount of things. It was. I give it to Champ Bailey because Champ Bailey was a dominant cornerback for his entire career.
Yeah,
That was like the 1 year he lit interceptions wise, but Champ Bailey, like a Charles Tillman, was always going. His first intention was to make sure the pass wasn't completed. Then he was worrying about a turnover, and that's what makes corners absolutely great and indispensable and worthy of a paycheck because they don't have a short shelf life. The high interception cornerbacks have shorter shelf lives. Darrelle Revis did it for 6 years. That's a long time for somebody like that. But I mean, Richard Sherman's run as the top cornerback wasn't forever. Son Daniels wasn't forever. These big name guys that go out and get all these picks, they don't last forever.
Yellow.
Hey.
Oh, we figured it out.
Yeah, well, Pete jumped out Team Viewer and started doing stuff, so I let him just go ahead.
There we go. What's going on?
We were just chatting about Champ Bailey's 2006 season versus Revis's 2009 season. And I think so far we're in agreement that Champ Bailey's 06 season was better.
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Any idea what the stats were or anything like that?
Nope.
All right. Well, Champ Bailey in 6 was thrown at 35 times. Only 35.
Wow.
In 35 times thrown at, he allowed 4 receptions, defended 21 passes, and had 10 interceptions, 9 of which came in the red zone.
That's an insane percentage.
He was also just shy of 100 tackles, and if he had one more fumble recovery, he would have led the league in takeaways as a cornerback. In 2009, Davis was thrown at 108 times, with 6 interceptions, a defensive touchdown, 31 passes defended, and only gave up 4 touchdowns and 108 attempts thrown his way.
You know, I'm also from the camp, though, that Revis was overrated for most of his career. Like, he had a couple of really strong years, but other than that, I don't know.
Anybody want to chime in on that?
So they don't have Champ Bailey's lineup, like who he lined up against every game, but they do have Darrelle Revis's, so I'm going to go down this real quick. So week 1 against Andre Johnson, 2 catches, 24 yards. Week 2 against Randy Moss, 3 catches for 21 yards. Week 3, Justin Gage, 3 catches for 28 yards. Week 4 against Marquise Colston, 0 receptions allowed. Week 5 versus Ted Ginn, 2 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. That's the scrub. Week 6 against Terrell Owens, 1 catch for 11 yards. Week 7 it's Lewis Murphy, 1 catch for 6 yards. That doesn't count because who cares? Week 8 versus Ted Ginn, no receptions. Week 10 versus Mike Sims Walker, 0 receptions. Week 11 versus Randy Moss, 4 catches, 29 yards, and a touchdown. Steve Smith, 1 catch for 5 yards. Terrell Owens, 1 catch, 31 yards. Roddy White, 3 for 27. Reggie Wayne, no receptions. Ocho Cinco, no receptions. So, I mean, the thing to look at when you're talking about this, if you're really going to compare it, he held, in 2 meetings with Randy Moss, he held Randy Moss to 7 catches for about 50 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same, and then he also held Red Wayne and Ocho Cinco to no receptions. Granted, it's 09 Reggie Wayne, so it's not as impressive. And any Ocho Cinco thing just is also isn't as impressive. But like T.O., he held T.O. to 4 catches for 50 yards. Yeah. So I mean, he went up against some.
He definitely had good seasons.
He definitely went up against more superior talent than Champ Bailey probably went up to. But to only be thrown at 35 times and come up with 10 flailed out goals.
Yeah. And I know one of those was a pick 6. I don't know if it was if it was in the end zone or not.
For Champ Bailey?
For Champ Bailey, yeah.
No, it said no touchdowns.
Oh, no touchdowns?
Must have been a different year.
Maybe. Yeah. I was looking at it yesterday. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he is, that fucking goulash.
Oh, I hope Mansfield, Massachusetts is treating me well.
Well, you know, it's...
You're in Mansfield, Massachusetts?
Yes.
I once threw up right after intercourse in Mansfield, Connecticut.
Who did you have course with, Kendall?
He's never thrown up with me.
I threw up during with him, but that was more of a lubrication thing. So, Mike Mock, we're kind of going around the table thing here. So, what's on your mind sports-wise? We already covered Melvin Gordon, possible trade situations, and if he deserves to get paid, and then we covered the Darrelle Revis, Champ Bailey thing. What's on your mind sports-wise?
The LeBron jersey thing is kind of hilarious.
The LeBron jersey thing.
Care to?
Yeah, so like he was like, hey, AD's gonna wear 23, and then Nike pretty much said no. So now LeBron's still wearing 23.
And Anthony Davis is wearing 3.
Yeah, Nike just kind of shut down.
Yeah, for only a year.
It's actually kind of
but
funny.
But it's so funny. Like,
but at that point, like, why would he change it to 6 after a year? AD's gonna have a season at number 3. Why change it?
He played better at 6. I don't know.
He didn't play better at 6. He just won championships at 6.
All that matters.
Not really, because he also had 3 and 1 with him. So, and he won a championship at 23.
Yeah, Kyle. So suck that.
I'm sorry, Mr. I'm a douchebag.
And he actually had pretty similar. Actually, if you go all times, never mind. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like that's the power that marketing has. Unfortunately, when you sign all these, go ahead.
I do have a question I'd like to pose to you guys because I this came up the other day, and I'd like everyone's opinion on it.
Hold on, let's finish talking about the Nike thing.
Yep, go ahead.
It's just like basketball. It's more so a thing than any other sport because in football, for example, all the jerseys are Nike, and then you kind of like. It's just not as common for football players to be signing massive contracts with like sports apparel companies. Like, I mean, Cam did it with Under Armour, and you know, you've seen things do it. It's like the same thing in baseball. You don't really hear a lot about like Jeter did it with Jordan. Like, you don't hear these big things about someone in baseball going out and signing a fucking $500 million deal with Adidas for the rest of their career. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. And
in soccer, you don't really have any leeway in it. You can wear whatever cleats you want, but every team has a different sports apparel sponsor for their kits. You know, one team in one league is, you know, if you do the German league, one team's Nike, the next team's Adidas, the next team's Puma. It's whoever they want to go with. And then, but like in football or in basketball, like everyone is just like, the jerseys are Nike now, right? The jerseys are Nike now. But the shoe deals are a completely different animal. I mean, it just happens all the time. Every year someone's getting a massive shoe deal with a different company. So LeBron had, you know, when he signed his mega shoe deal with Nike, jerseys were still Adidas. So it was different. But now that Nike owns the right to the NBA jersey and the right to LeBron shoe, they kind of control what LeBron wears. And I'm sure starts to breathe, but it's the power of marketing, especially in the NBA. I mean, especially now that the NBA, a lot of teams started wearing logos on their jersey, other companies sponsor them. It's becoming one giant fucking billboard in the NBA. That's all it is. And honestly, I can't even begin to agree with or see why anybody in the NBA upper office has any issues with players wearing Supreme things because they're already fucking branded. You have players going out and endorsing their Nike jerseys while endorsing their 120 Adidas shoes wearing Disney on their jersey. Like, what the fuck is one more logo?
Well, is Supreme paying?
If they asked them to, they would.
Supreme, that's what I mean. But that's
Supreme has come out publicly. But Supreme has come out publicly and said that the NBA had no interest in doing a deal with them.
Oh, then
it's on the NBA. And but the thing is, like, but we've seen other things like there's no deal. Like, there's not a deal. Like, the NBA doesn't have a deal with Puma. Puma just pays players for their shoe.
Yeah.
Their name on the shoe. But NBA doesn't have a deal with Puma. People can wear Puma shoes. You can wear New Balance shoes if you want to. So
why?
That's not happening.
He said no.
He rescinded that like 2 days ago.
That didn't happen.
I was gonna say I don't think he did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mock and Chris Mack, NBA guy in the room.
I only know he's with New Balance because of the meme on Reddit.
Get off it. I'm gonna start calling you Massey.
Mike Massey.
Hey, Mock, quick question.
What the fuck does that mean?
What kind of
the picture of Kendall on the bottom of my screen here? He had a real dumb grin on his face.
So you mean like his normal face?
Yeah, that's kind of me all the time.
So it was a terrible grin.
Answer my question.
Yeah, Kyle, I didn't hear your question. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In case you didn't notice, the internet was kind of spotty.
I'm sorry. You're in Massachusetts like an asshole. What kind of beer are you drinking?
I have from the main beer company, the Mo Pale Ale.
Not better than Milwaukee's Best.
I have Bush.
Oh, come on, Mock. You got to join in on that.
Mass is drinking tequila.
Ugh.
Yeah, Jenny Craig approves of Patron, so.
You know what's funny about the whole interaction? Souls asks, like, he's the last person I would think would ask what beer you're drinking. But then he asked you only to sit the shit on you. That's the only reason.
The thing is, but it's the second time he's done this today, because on the way, like, we were getting ready to leave his house to come to the show, he goes, I was like, we're going to go talk about sports. And he was like, and beer. And I was like, what?
I'm Mike Madden.
I'm happy with Mike Mock. He threw, like, kind of a bullshit birthday for himself this past weekend. And it got me to go see Pat. I haven't seen Pat in some time. It was great. Threw the pigskin around with him.
Yeah, we're going to have a very expensive trip coming on soon.
I feel like people just keep getting added to the trip. Hey, guys, like, hey, you know what I got? Emerald's coming with us now.
Oh, no.
Well, you don't know that a couple years ago when Kyle invited 12 people to go to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, right?
Well, no, my thinking was Pat It never came to us.
No, listen, I'm
First
very
of all,
happy
Pat
that he's
has
coming.
came. It's just in a different mentality. It was more circle method. Mass has never traveled to Pittsburgh.
So my thinking was, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'll ask Pat. He'll be the last person. He wanted to go,
Yeah, I'm happy he's going.
and I'm happy that he's going.
So you guys know, if all 7 of us go, there is very little rooming arrangements. I drive. Mass and Mock have to sit in the middle.
We might not have a show that Monday either.
No, we're definitely not having a show. I'm not fucking driving back from Pittsburgh on Monday and then stopping in West Haven to record a 3-hour show. We will record something live in the room with a drinking game or something. Maybe we'll play our Black Hog show, because, by the way, we're going to Black Hog this Saturday.
Oh, the good plug.
Getting
Good
Sports
plug.
with Drunk, going to Black Hog, see our friends. Again, Tyler, the Lord of Liquids. Is that what it was?
Lord of the Liquids.
Lord of the Liquids, that's right. Yep, Semen is liquid, so we're going to see how that works.
We'll take pictures of Mock doing a T-Rex toilet flush.
Ah, that was so funny.
Rebecca, you're not
No
invited.
comments.
Mock, you don't really seem interested in the T-Rex toilet flush. Laughing pretty hard when you were doing it.
Yeah, that was a funny thing.
Why don't you give us a quick toilet flush?
No, I didn't draw cards.
Well, you just did. Do it, you pussy.
How old is your room? You look like you're up against the ceiling in there.
It's just the way the iPad is angled.
Do you have a hooker in your room? Why do you need to wear headphones? Who's in there with you?
I need the headphones because of the echo. It'll ruin the sound on your end.
We don't care.
I care.
I was like, Kendall cares.
Kendall doesn't. You know why Kendall doesn't care? Because for about 100 shows now, we've heard doo 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 in the beginning of the show because the fucking Windows things. Turn it off.
It makes it seem like we're really busy. Like, listen to all the notifications.
Yeah, they're getting so many things. Turn off your show. All right. So, what's your question?
All right. So this was kind of posed to me the other day, and I could disagree with it more.
By who?
Hold on. I'm sure you'll be able to guess.
No.
No. So, does an NFL quarterback have to win a Super Bowl to be considered a winning quarterback?
Chris Jankowski.
Closer.
Brian Jankowski.
Eric.
No. No, Kyle, it was you asshole.
To be a winning quarterback? No, but in my eyes, to be the definition of a winning quarterback, you have to. I think you would have to do like. Now it's funny that I do this because it's technically still not a winning quarterback. Technically, would be having an above 500 record for your career.
Yes.
But like for me, I think if your win percentage was like higher than 60%, I would consider you a winning quarterback. You wouldn't be a great quarterback. You know, like I don't consider Phillip Rivers an all-time great, but I consider him a winning quarterback.
I agree with that.
I don't consider, you know, like there's a bunch of quarterbacks. I could rattle off tons of them that I think are winning quarterbacks that aren't all-time greats. I mean, I think when the book is all said and done and written, I think Cam Newton will be a winning quarterback, but I don't think he'll be an all-time great. Matt Ryan's a winning quarterback, but he's not an all-time great. I mean, yeah, I think
I like that name better, Matt Winning.
Matt, yeah, but I think it could be said for complete opposite of things too. I mean, I think Nick Foles is a Super Bowl quarterback, that winning quarterback that's not going to be a winning quarterback.
Right. I mean, there's some really weird quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls. Freaking bald guy
Trent
for
Dilfer.
Ravens.
Trent Dilfer?
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. There's a guy for the Giants when he won the second time. Number 15,
backup.
Well, let me ask you, since the question was posed to someone in the room, Kyle, what do you think?
I agree with you. Well, not really.
You don't agree with him at all.
I think in order to be a winning quarterback, you have to win a Super.
So Joe Flacco's a winning quarterback?
Yeah.
Bullshit. That's not what you said the other day, you bitch.
But so Trent Dilfer's a winning quarterback?
No. Okay. Here's my opinion. You are thinking that Baker Mayfield is already a winning quarterback. Am I wrong?
Said he's going to be good.
No, you said he's going to be a winning.
I know he doesn't have a winning record yet.
Okay.
No, I don't think
But
Baker
you think
Mayfield's
it's going to be a great
So
quarterback?
hold on. So okay, so this question is basically stemming from your disdain versus Mike's love for Baker Mayfield. This isn't actually a real
Okay.
question that's worth debating.
But
this is a
what
waste
came
of our
out from
time,
it.
Kyle.
Joe
No,
Flacco,
this is what came out from it.
But is Matt Ryan a winning quarterback?
he's in the middle.
I don't think there's a.
It's a yes or no
There is a middle.
I
Because,
think the middle is winning quarterback.
because
The
in the middle, it's Matt Ryan had been to the playoff numerous of times. He's been to a Super Bowl. He has yet to win, but make him a non-winning quarterback.
Is Dan Marino a winning quarterback?
Yes, that
Why?
guy
He
had
hasn't
so
won- he
much
hasn't won a
talent
Super Bowl.
on his team, but
Didn't win a Super Bowl.
didn't have defense.
By your argument, he's a winning quarterback.
When you put up 55 points a game and you still
But
lose, I'm sorry.
Is Jim McMahon a winning quarterback?
No.
Won a Super Bowl. Went to multiple playoff appearances.
I don't really know much about him, but
Actually, he won 2 Super Bowls.
That's actually true. Yeah, he did. He won 2 Super Bowls.
Okay.
Won with the fucking Packers. Fucking Brett Favre's understudy.
then after what you said,
Imagine the Packers winning a Super Bowl and my dad having to be like, I like both these quarterbacks. And if I was able and conscious, same thing, but I was too busy
Because
drunk
everyone-
off breast milk at the time.
a lot of people now are saying Eli Manning sucks. He is a quarterback. He won.
No, I will never doubt that. Eli Manning is a winning
He won
quarterback.
those 6 games by himself, basically.
Here's my take on it. I think if you haven't won a Super Bowl, if you're at that 60%-ish, give it wiggle, 58, 60, 58 maybe. But like, if you haven't won a Super Bowl, you have to be kind of up there in your winning percentage. Like Matt Ryan is a winning quarterback. I don't know the win percentage, so I'm not going to look all these things up. We're not doing this on the show. We're just going to cause for stale radio. So, listeners, people later, if you're just, win percentages, look them up, football nerds, more power to you. But in my opinion, at this moment in time, Phillip Rivers is a winning quarterback.
I have a question for Popak.
Hold on, I'm not done. I don't think that there's winning, not winning, and then a middle area, because there is no middle area. You're winning or you're not winning.
Right.
I think winning is more of a subjective term, kind of differentiated by viewer in terms of definition. Now, I think that Dan Marino is a winning quarterback, never won a Super Bowl, but is an all-time great. I think Phillip Rivers is a winning quarterback, never won a Super Bowl, not an all-time great. It's a different category, in my opinion. I don't think winning and non-winning goes into, GOAT categories.
Right. Because you could play 1 billion games and still have a winning.
Rich Gannon was a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
But instead, who won?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Are either of them winning quarterbacks? No.
No.
But both of them, not both could have been, but one of them was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Rich Gannon was an MVP. Is he a winning quarterback? Won a Super Bowl and an MVP. Not a winning quarterback, not an all-time great, but he has all the credentials to be a winning quarterback. But he's not. So it's win versus non-winning. It's just subjective as who's the greatest of all.
All right, question for you, Mock.
Anybody that's played less than 5 years in the league can't be thrown into the category of winning or non-winning.
I agree. For how much you shit on Ben Roethlisberger, you say that he's overrated.
What do you ever say Ben's overrated?
Every time you talk to me. You don't say it, but you
Kyle.
pretty much say it.
No.
You say that Mayfield's better.
I didn't say he was better than Ben.
You basically did. That Baker Mayfield will have a better record than Ben. That's saying he'll be
That
better than
doesn't make
Ben.
him better. I think the Browns are a better roster than the Steelers. Yes.
Okay, and here's my question. With a winning quarterback, correct? Do you think with a roster like the Steelers, Ben will be able to beat Baker?
A head-to-head game?
No, overall.
I don't understand your question.
Who's going to have a better record? Ben's not a winning quarterback. I don't think Baker will ever be a winning quarterback.
I never said Ben wasn't a winning quarterback.
I don't think Baker Mayfield will be a winning quarterback in this league.
But that's because you don't like him.
Nope. Like he had too many off-field antics to fucking make him a winning quarterback.
It's been in the league for a year.
Kyle.
I know
Who's
that
your
Ben has
quarterback?
done it. But Baker had basically told Kansas University to suck his dick.
And Ben held down a young woman in a hotel room.
How was that? Okay, first of all, that was found false, so okay.
I don't know if it was found false.
Did
He
he ever get-
married her.
Did he get charged for it?
I wish there was a thing for anything. They'll just be like, look, here's the deal. I know I stabbed you in the throat. But if you just say I do, this all goes away.
No, answer.
What's
Well,
your
Peyton
question?
never got charged for putting his balls on the face of that girl. Who? Who? What?
No.
Peyton?
Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Manning?
I'm talking about goats here, my bad.
Well, besides that one incident, what else is Peyton on?
Doesn't matter. I'm just proving the point of your argument
And
of getting
I'm
charged.
getting two more parts to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield loves the media, so he will attack anybody, aka
Ben
Coward.
does the same thing every week.
He doesn't. He attacks his teammates. And
Oh,
they're-
that's better, Kyle. I'm sorry. That's better.
it
You're
is
right.
because when their teammates are out of line,
Look,
leader
here's
tells
the thing,
them what's up.
This is a great buy the cooler softball argument, but in
No,
terms
because
of
my opinion,
I
Ben
understand-
had every right to tell Brown what he said, and true.
no, there's no one's arguing with you. On that
He
right
is.
now. Okay, but that's
He
different.
is.
We're not talking about that right now. The thing is
not arguing.
you can't compare. Ben is a winning quarterback. I don't think anybody at this table would dispute that. Mike, would you say Ben's a winning quarterback?
No, not at all.
So nobody at this table would dispute that Ben is a winning quarterback. I don't think that can be disputable. But to compare Ben's already established winning capabilities and at least floor in the discussion of quarterbacks to the potential of a just finished first-year quarterback, you're just wasting your own breath on that. I mean, based off of everything we saw, who's to say that fucking Goff isn't going to be the best quarterback of all time? But the guy just teamed to a Super Bowl after 2 years in the NFL. I mean, who's to say that he's, 3 years. 3 years, whatever, 3 years in the NFL. Okay, and Mahomes. So, like, if you're going to go based off of kind of like that type of argument, I think it would be fair to say that Mahomes is going to be the best quarterback of all time.
If you're going year by year, just
Well, I'm saying
if
if you're going off of this type of pattern, like the established greatness versus potential greatness, then Mahomes is going to be better than Brady tenfold. Because the only thing that kept Mahomes from going to the Super Bowl was an offsides by a defenseman. So,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you can't go. It's wasted time. I mean, we know your views on Baker. We know Mock's views on Baker. Unfortunately, until January of 2020, neither of you really have anything to stand on for arguments. So that's what I'm saying. This is great softball cooler argument. This is great wiffle argument. Love it.
Listen here, manager, co-manager, I respect. Fuck you.
Here's the thing. I think you two have sparked something that we should really get the ball rolling on. I think Machcine, Washable, and Kyle would be great regulars on the show. I'll leave it to producer Kendall for. I think we should do a segment called "The Cooler," maybe every weeks or whatever. Or you just guys just a hot button argument. You guys want to? People would argue over it, and you guys go at it and get it as you want.
All right, I think you do it.
I think it'd
It'd be good for like our YouTube page.
I have a question for you.
Anything obscure like that? Well, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Had your turn.
I just have a question for everybody. Do you consider Andy Dalton a winning quarterback?
No.
No. Do you?
I do.
You? Why?
Their argument was he had to win a Super Bowl.
Well, then he said, it doesn't matter. Andy Dalton brought that Cincinnati Bengals team to multiple appearances.
What?
Wrong or right?
And lost every game.
Wrong or right?
And lost every game.
Yeah. Well,
Andy
Dalton,
let me tell you something.
Hold on.
Steelers, if Montez
Hold on.
an
But
ass.
hold on. Are you going to say that those 3 times the Bengals to the playoffs, the defense had nothing to do with it?
Oh no, I'm talking about as an overall impact.
But they always had decent weapons offensively. They never had Antonio Brown.
No,
There's no argument
They had
there.
AJ Green.
Right. So I mean, it's not like Andy Dalton took last year's Miami Dolphins to the playoffs.
If he did, though, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, if he did that 3 times, then yeah, still fucking hope.
Funny.
Well,
The Nets do not have Kevin Durant, but if they did, they would fight for a championship. So, in my opinion, it's very case and clear that it's going to be Clippers, Lakers, Sixers, Bucks. Those are the 4 teams fighting for a championship.
You don't think the Rockets are anywhere in there?
No.
I think the Warriors are in there.
It all depends on how Clay comes back. Because if Clay comes back not to where he was and like very cold, I don't see it. But I do think this is the first year where we don't see the Warriors as a clear-cut favorite.
I don't think there is a clear-cut favorite.
I think there is.
A single clear-cut favorite.
I think there is.
Okay, who's your single clear-cut favorite?
The Los Angeles Clippers.
Just to backtrack just for a second, Andy Dalton has a career winning percentage of 50%.
It's average.
But he's not a winning quarterback. Even by definition of winning, he's not a winning quarterback.
All right. I'm just saying because he took that team to the playoff numerous times.
Right, I understand what you're saying. But it's not like he took the Miami Dolphins of last year to the playoffs. He took a team with a good defense and at least one offensive weapon to the playoffs. Like, it would be a lot different if Andy Dalton was on the Browns for those years and took them to the playoffs.
Understood. Point taken. I'll take a shot.
I honestly... NBA analysts get paid to make these predictions. We do not. So I think we can make a little bit different of a stance on this. I do not think... Is there anything in there? I think that's water.
No, that's I knew we had to dump out the private stock. I brought a little gin that you gave me. I brought it with us today. So.
What gin?
Remember the day we met? Oh my god!
Oh, 10 Grade 10?
That
Yes,
does not smell
yes.
good.
Oh, it's great.
Do you still have that Warwick gin?
I do.
Right.
I do.
Don't drink all that on me.
No.
That's good gin.
I think it's back in.
I
Wallingford.
got plenty of goodies for you, by the way.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah,
Did you bring me any goodies?
Ooh.
A lot of things for you to try.
Did you bring me any goodies?
No.
No, you're on the Jenny Craig.
All right.
I do have a tequila you can try. Cenote. It's
Dude,
made by,
I just brought
it's
this
made
because
by-
I already had it.
It's made by Stoli.
Do you have any goodies for me?
Kyle, you'll drink anything, so yeah, I have tons.
Nice.
So here's the deal.
Four.
Like I said, NBA
Four.
NBA analytics gets paid to make accusations and guesses and all kinds of shit. You know, that's what they get paid to do. We do not get paid to do that, so we can give a little bit of a different stance on it. I personally do not think I don't think anybody should be able to say there's a clear-cut favorite to win the NBA championship this year. There isn't. Because realistically, for consistent scoring, the Clippers have George and Leonard and Lou Williams off the bench. But other than Kawhi and PG in their starting five, they don't have consistent scoring.
No, but they have consistent defense.
Right, but if you're going up against juggernaut offenses, is that going to be enough?
In my opinion, yes.
Is it though? Because the Sixers have a top 5 defense and potential for a top 5 offense. So if you
This
if
is
you
where
turn,
they differ. This is where they differ.
but I understand what you're saying. Hold on, let me finish though. But if you take a top 5 offense and make them perform at a mid-level offense, okay, great. But if you have a mid-level offense going up against a top 5 defense, that defense is going to make you perform like a bottom-tier offense. So now you have a great defense versus a bottom-tier offense and a great defense versus a mid-tier offense. You don't win that game. You don't. Even with Kawhi and PG stepping up, there's still going to be needed help. And Lou Williams is not enough off the bench in terms of consistent scoring. So they're not a guaranteed lock to win it. Same with the Lakers. They're not a guaranteed lock to win it. First of all, we don't know how... AD hasn't played consistent basketball in a year. We don't know how DeMarcus Cousins... If DeMarcus Cousins plays the way he played in Golden State, then they washed out on DeMarcus Cousins. And they have nothing else to support it. Kuzma was not Kuzma last year. Can he get back to rookie year Kuzma? We'll see. The 76ers... They still need to prove that they can score from the outside and that they are not going to be as streaky as they were. Milwaukee needs to prove that the loss of Bogdanovich wasn't as detrimental as everyone thinks it's going to be.
Just Brogdon.
Brogdon, I meant. Sorry. The loss of Brogdon isn't as detrimental as everyone thinks it's going
I'm
to
only
be.
calling you out on that because it's a big difference.
I know it's a big difference. You don't have to explain it.
Well, I'm talking about everybody else.
I don't honestly think you can sit down and say that there is a surefire lock to win it if you had to pick one. You could go off your gut. I think you could do that. If I had to really break it down, I think if I had to go off my gut, I think the Clippers would win it. But I don't think there's anybody you can say the Clippers are definitely the favorites to win it. Because I don't think there is. I don't think there's... Because you still can't count out the Warriors. Because even if Clay comes back flat and they keep D'Angelo Russell, that's still someone to be fucking reckoned with. And they still have Steve Kerr.
Well, I think they still have the top 3 players in basketball.
Who?
Steph Curry.
Right. And I don't think you can count out the Celtics.
And this is my opinion, and it's out there. If Steph Curry wins MVP this year, they will win another championship.
Well, I feel like they could still win without him being MVP.
Here's my thing. If Steph Curry goes out there, shoots 50% from the 3, scores about 30-plus points a game, their team is not bad enough for them to be bad, for them to finish beneath a 1. If Steph Curry can do that, they will be a 1 seed. In my opinion, he's the toughest player to guard because he had that 3-point range. You can't guard that, in my opinion.
No, you can't guard the unlimited range, but what you can do is play in-jersey defense, which is something that like a Pat Beverly does. If you can get in his jersey and play tight to him, Steph Curry has a tendency that, to me, is still what's keeping him out of the all-time great discussion, the best point guard of all time discussion, is that he gets flustered and he tries to out-dribble you. And he turns the ball over when he does that.
And if he somehow, beats all odds, like, if he gets the Warriors back to the championship this year, I don't care if they win, if they get them back there, in my opinion, he's the best player in the league right now. Over LeBron, over Kawhi. In my opinion.
If they win the championship, he's the best?
If he gets there.
To the championship?
Like in the West, yeah. Because he has to
It
go.
depends. It depends. If he gets there, but it takes going through the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals in 7 games and Kawhi puts up ridiculous numbers, Kawhi is still the best because Kawhi is that good defensively.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Right? No, I understand. But if you're an A+ scorer, if you're an A+ offensive player, you're not better than an A- offensive, A- defensive guy. You're just not. So, but I understand what you're saying. There's just a lot of room this year. There's a lot of duos. This is the duo era. There's what they're calling it. I mean, fucking a billion of these guys are free agents after 2 years anyway, including Paul George and Kawhi.
even Paul said it the other day. This is the first year in the last 3 or 4 years where you can finally say, I won't be mad if the Warriors get there.
No, you can't be mad at the Warriors. You can't be mad at anybody getting there. There's balance in the NBA again. So you can't be mad at anybody getting there. The thing with this is that the reason I don't think you can say that there is a surefire person or team to win the NBA Finals is because since you're back on this duo strand, a lot of production needs to come off of your other starting 3 and your bench. A lot more than teams are used to have to relying to. The Warriors are going to have to rely a lot more on their bench and their other starting 3. The Clippers are going to have to actually see how deep their bench can go. The Sixers are going to have to utilize their bench. All these teams are going to have to utilize their other starting. The only team that doesn't really have to worry about utilizing production from the rest of their starting lineup is the Celtics, and that's because the Celtics, they don't really have a duo because Jason Tatum kind of dudded out last year. So realistically, they don't have a duo. They just kind of have a underdog mentality.
Which is scary.
Which is very scary because if Jason Tatum comes back the way he did in the playoffs 2 years ago, especially with Brown, especially with Kemba and bench, they've got depth and they have the best coach in the NBA right now.
But the only scary part for the Celtics, in my eyes, is their 4-5 position. Who's going to start at center? Who's going to start at power forward?
And then they combat that with Brad Stevens, so it's okay.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
It washes
Hey,
out.
Kendall.
I'm just
No,
Yeah,
I know
we
what you're
hear
saying,
you.
but my thing is just that
unless
because
Thon
we're back
Maker's
in,
killing it.
because of this duo thing that we're at now, almost every team in the NBA actually has a duo. Now, they're not all at the caliber. Levine and Markkanen are not anywhere near the caliber of Paul George and Kawhi. Drummond and Griffin aren't near the Embiid Simmons. But every team kind of has a duo now. Nobody has a big 3. And
The closest would be the Sixers.
no, the closest would be the Lakers. The closest would be the Lakers.
Well, it's DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah. But even then, it's still duos. Because DeMarcus Cousins still needs to prove stuff. And I need to see more from any two of the Sixers steps up their game, then they have a big 3. But, I either need to see more consistency offensively from Tobias, I need to see health from Joel, and I need to see a little bit of a shot from Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I need, but I agree with you. They're probably the closest to a lights-out big 3.
I'm not even saying those 3.
But
You can even say Al Horford and Joel and Ben. Or Richardson, Tobias, and Ben.
Did we?
no, Richardson's not part of this.
I'm saying, I'm being serious because Richardson...
I'm glad you are, but Richardson's not.
A lot of people don't... a lot of people don't really know Richardson.
I know, but I do, and he's not part of a big 3.
And I think he's just a younger version of Jimmy Butler.
Right, but he's not Jimmy Butler yet.
Not yet.
So he's not part of the big 3.
But what if he gets to that level?
In 2 years, sure. He's not there this year.
He's 26.
He's not there this year. He's not. You're going to tell me that there are people out there that are saying that Richardson, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid are the big 3 over Tobias Harris and Al Horford?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he can be.
In 2 years, I think he can be. But he's not there yet. This year, he can step his game up defensively because he doesn't have to be relied on for offense. Sure. But he's not there yet. But there's too much reliance going on bench scoring and offensive depth on a lot of these NBA teams that are going to be favorited to win the NBA championship that there's too much of a one bad game could really fuck you kind of mentality thing going on. So I really honestly don't think there can be a lock in the NBA championship this year.
Let the Sixers get Korver, then it's all over.
For them. For the Sixers, it's all over.
I love
We're working on Mock is back, but
Well,
I'm here.
You guys can figure everything out. We're going to go to break anyway.
all right.
Oh, all right.
Well, I gotta get. Pete's working on some stuff right now, so I just gotta get music going. So I need like two minutes.
What the
Did
fuck?
we talk about Ben Simmons getting his deal?
No. Kyle? 5 years, 170 million?
I agree with it.
I know you do.
Well, no, I agree with it in the concept of this is the time to give it to him. If he never develops a jump shot, he should never get the Supermax. If he develops a 35% 3-point percentage, he gets the Supermax.
35.
35.
35, though? You're asking a guy that's literally shooting 0 to go to 35.
He's got 4 years to prove it.
That's still a lot. A guy
years.
that literally cannot make a 3-point shot. Can't.
He's only attempted 17.
But he can't. He doesn't make them in warm-ups.
He does make him warm.
That's
there.
that's almost a 9% increase each year.
That's a lot.
35 is fine.
But that's a lot, though. I don't need him to shoot 35%. I'm fine with him shooting 0 from the 3. He needs to be able to pull up from 18 feet.
He does that sometimes.
He needs to be able to back guys down 10 feet away from the basket and turn around and hit a fadeaway. That's what he needs to do. He's got this. He's playing the point guard position with Dirk Nowitzki size. He needs to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot. That guy could take a stance from going back to 2005 and watching the Sam Cassell YouTube video on mid-range. Let me tell you that. That's what he should be doing. Fuck his 3-point shot. You don't need his 3-point shot. You need him to get a mid-range. If that guy's charging down the court with his speed and size and decides to stop on a dime at the free throw line and pull up a jump shot, he's going to get it every time because people are going to be overcommitting on him. He's got to learn to make it. I don't give a fuck what he does from 3-point. When you have somebody shooting 3-point percentage that Joel Embiid does at the center position and Al Horford, fuck his 3-point percentage.
I agree.
Absolutely fuck it. You don't need it at all.
I just think the signing was necessary because, one, in my opinion, you're not going to find another point guard like him.
The signing to me was, we are adding all these superstar pieces for the past year and a half now to the 76ers team. We need to show Joel and Ben that we believe in them. That's what the signing was. That's what I really think it was.
They're the city.
This rebuild was built around them, but it's very easy to think that they're no longer the centerpiece of the team. We need to show them that this is about them.
And Joel already got paid.
Right. So now you paid Ben, so now it's them.
It's this core for the next 3 or 4 years.
Are you ready? Red?
I'm trying to have Peter drop control. So
Okay, so maybe you guys can answer this question. What's the difference between
What's the temperature down here? About a bajillion fucking degrees.
What's the difference between a max and a supermax contract?
Supermax is when you're with the team for about 5+ years, you can get up to $200+ million. It's just more money. That's all it is.
No, there's other things to it, because if Kawhi re-signed for a year with the Raptors, he would have been eligible for a Supermax. I don't know exactly what the criteria is. Supermax just means you make more money.
Yeah.
You make more money. The max deal is you can make up to this amount of money per year. The Supermax deal is you can make up to this amount of money
Damian
per
Lillard just got it this offseason.
Yeah, the ceiling just goes up. I don't know exactly.
But there's restrictions on when you can give somebody
it's
a
basically
supermax.
the amount of all-star appearances and NBA teams you make.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Isn't the Supermax there to try and keep players on the teams that like drafted them or?
Yeah, but it's also like basically, but it's like you have to do like a certain amount of accolades to get it.
No, yeah, I know that, but I mean, like it's to keep star players on the teams that drafted them, more or less. Like it makes them have to take less money to go get a max elsewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry. Thank you all for bearing with us trying to get this new system.
You
up and
can
going.
only sign. Hold on, here we go. So these are the criteria. So basically, a player who has played 7 or 8 seasons with 2 years left on their contract can earn a 4-year Supermax deal. So you have to be 7 or 8 year vet. 7 or 8 year vet. You can earn a Supermax deal. The Supermax deal is more of an extension than a signing. You can't sign a free agent to a Supermax deal. Okay. It's an extension. A player who has played. So if you have 2 years left on your contract, you can do a 4-year Supermax deal. If you have 1 year left, you can do a 5-year Supermax deal. A free agent who has completed 9 years in the NBA can sign a 5-year Supermax deal. And then the other example is if you
Is that the absolute limit that you can sign is 5 years? Regardless of
No.
if it's a Supermax?
No, you can sign for as many years as you want. It's just the Supermax deal only applies to 5 years. The only exception to the rule is after your rookie contract is up, if you're re-signing with the team that drafted you, you can apply for a Supermax deal. So, like, Kawhi would have needed to Kawhi would have had enough years that he would have had to re-up with the Raptors and then sign a Supermax deal as a free agent. But Kawhi could never get a Supermax deal without free agency or, like, his, that type of thing. Because Kawhi would have never got it even with the Spurs because he wasn't drafted by the Spurs.
Right.
So, a lot of the drafting aspect to it is really meaningless in today's NBA. Like, it'll apply to Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and players like that. But
Did AD get a Supermax or just a max deal? Or he didn't sign a new deal yet, did he?
no,
Free
he's
agent
just
next
traded.
year.
Okay.
He'll be a free agent next year. He'll probably... It depends on what the Lakers do this year. If the Lakers don't make the Western Conference Finals this year, I think they're all gone.
Hey, Kyle.
Which is honestly just a big fuck you to Lakers fans.
What up?
Kendall said I was muted, so I was testing.
Oh, what up?
Are you ready for
No,
music?
I got nothing to say to you. I was just testing them.
Yeah,
Kendall, you ready?
What up, dude?
Red Baron?
I gotta.
So we're not going to break the show, are we?
Hold on, we're just getting.
Kind of really banking on that break because I need to take my pants off.
Funny you say that, Paul. I'm sitting in my hotel room completely
the camera
pantsless.
can't see
It's
it,
pretty
though.
cold in here.
Yeah, you should go fuck yourself. How about that one? So we don't have to worry about Jeff paying because we're just gonna turn around and give that money to Jeff's first ticket, and Mock's not going.
Okay.
I keep trying to do it.
You can sit in your Mansfield hotel room. You can watch the game on prime time while we're there eating some cold Primatini Brothers drinking warm Goose Island.
I will not be doing that.
I like how the sandwich is cold, but the beer's warm.
That's pretty much how everything goes.
Hopefully it's not 85 degrees.
And Rodney the Ram will be there in full uniform, getting his ass kicked in the ear.
I'm going to like 50.
Is that supposed to be the mascot?
No.
Okay.
I do like Rodney the Ram, though.
It's either Rodney or Raul.
All right, you guys want to jump to break right now?
Hola, fans! Welcome to Los Angeles.
His
All
name
right,
is
you
actually
go-
a lot more stupid.
What?
It's Rampage.
All right, let's go for it.
We're gonna go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, I'll see you got done.
We're gonna go to break. We'll be back as soon as Peter lets us come back to break. Ciao.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by Degenerates. Now, how long were we on break?
A little while.
It's 9:45.
It's been about 15 minutes.
We went to break at 9:30.
Yeah.
We're gonna be up late tonight. Oh, what do you have to do tomorrow?
Go to work.
What time?
Why are you going to work? You're on vacation.
We have to go to the gym.
What time do you
She
have to go
works
to
for
work?
my uncle.
Gym doesn't count. What time do you go to work?
8:30.
Okay, I have to be in Norwalk at 6, so I don't need
Where in Norwalk do you go?
And I got to be 50 by 7.
Where in Norwalk?
I was jamming out. I go to the Burger King in Norwalk.
All right.
Oh, there he is.
All right.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Oh, nah.
Mike,
So-
what you have for dinner tonight?
I had chicken and waffles.
You had a papaya?
Heard you had a papaya. Tell us about the papaya.
So, Mike, just so you know, the sleeping arrangements have already been made for the trip. Pat will be sleeping with Jeff. You'll be sleeping with Kyle. I'll be sleeping with the Mass, and Kendall will be sleeping in a diaper.
I would rather sleep in the car.
You can, but it's going to be unlocked.
I'm going to kiss you so much that night.
You're going to wake up to sweet kisses on your neck.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep in the car.
All you got to do is put a jar of mayonnaise between you guys, and he'll stay away from you.
Hickeys, baby.
Oh, my God. Can we imagine if Mock woke up with hickeys from Kyle?
Kyle's like a boy, too. He's like, I'm going to kiss you so much.
The gay bully.
All right, so...
Wait, suck your chicken fight. fucking put your head in the toilet.
This was a Kyle-inspired segment, helped put together by all of us over the break.
It's going to be a fucking nightmare.
So we got the wheel here. Each color denotes a sport. So, Mass, please, could you rattle them off?
So red will be the NBA, white will be the NHL, blue will be the NFL, and yellow will be the MLB. For green, you pick.
Okay, 5 colors. And then each one is numbered 1 through 10, and each one has a different category. So basically, it's going to be 2 spins per person, the sport, and then the category. So please, can we list off the categories? Number 1 is
Beer brand.
So that one is basically going to be the person to your left will mock this for this thing. Kendall will be to your left. Actually, you know what? No, you're sitting where you normally sit. This will fuck everything up. So you're sitting where you normally sit. Basically, what happens is the person to your left will pick a professional sports figure from that sport, and you have to pick the beer that they would most likely be. Fair enough?
Okay.
So if someone picked Kristen Yelich, you'd pick Milwaukee's Best Light.
Or premium.
No, because that's Giannis. He's not the lightweight. All right, number 2.
Number 2, historic moments by team.
So basically, you're going to pick the sport, the person to your left will pick the team, and you're going to pick the first thing that comes to mind. Since we've been watching sports, what's the first historic moment that comes to mind? Good or bad? Could be good or bad. All right, number 3.
Position starting lineup.
So this one's going to be based on the sport you get. You're going to have to create a starting lineup only using one position, and the person to your left will pick that position. So, for example, if it's NFL, you have to pick using today's rosters, you have to pick a quarterback, running back, tight end, and 2 receivers using only wide receivers. Or make a baseball, a defensive lineup using only first baseman. Something like that.
Okay.
Number 4, sports movie swap.
Souls?
So this is you're going to pick a movie, and a person to the left will tell you the movie, and you have to replace 3 or 4 members of the movie with actual players of the sport.
So if you got Rookie of the Year, you'd have to pick Henry Rowan Gardner, Gary Busey, help now. What's his name? What's his name there? The guy from Home Alone.
Fucking
Joe Pesci.
No,
That would be help.
Chris Stern.
Yeah.
Or Stern. I know it's Stern. I don't know if it's that person.
Howard.
I knew someone was going to say it. All right, number 5.
Mount Rushmore.
All right, so that's obvious. You're going to pick someone to the left will pick some sort of topic, whether it's quarterbacks, whether it's a team, whether it's dud Super Bowl MVPs, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Player do you want to see on that time? I don't know. That's
On
what
that team.
On that team.
So the person.
It was close enough of a word.
So if someone gets that category with NBA, the person to the left will pick a team, a year in a team. So it'd be like Kendall, all right. So it'd be like Kendall. Who would you want to see quarterback the 2013 Denver Broncos? Outside of who was really doing it, who would you want to put in that time during that time?
Doug Flutie.
Okay, I pick.
No, we're not doing that for real.
Okay.
Player by year.
Souls?
Say that again.
Player by year.
I don't remember what I said.
All right, we'll figure that one out when we get to it. Number 8, drinking partners.
So this is 8 is mates. So you just pick 2 players from that sport that you'd want to be on your drinking team. Realistically.
What the fuck did I mean by 7?
I don't know, dude.
Players by year? I don't know.
I got it.
All right, do you want to explain it?
Yeah.
By your graduating year in high school.
So, you're going to pick a player that was the best player for that team that year. That's
We're going to go from 2010s on?
No.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, jerseys.
Kendall?
Person to the left will pick the team.
And you get to just pick
Just
team and jersey. Team and category of jersey. What's the best jersey?
right.
Or, whatever.
All right, number 10, Riddler's rankings with a twist.
So basically, if you spin this, I get to pick. It doesn't matter who the fuck's sitting to your left. I get to pick. You have to rank.
All right.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right,
Who wants
let's
to go
spin.
first?
Kyle.
All right. Kyle, who's sitting to your left?
Mock.
Mock is.
I am.
Hey, buddy.
I'm going to try to do some light spins here. Keep it going.
All right.
So you got green, so pick your sport. Pick your sport.
Baseball.
All right. And the number is Mass, it's number 6.
No, he was.
Mass, number 6. What's
Number 6, player you'd want to see on that team.
All right, so Mock, just pick a team, a year team, and a position. Like who would you rather see play on this team instead of? So obviously, who would you rather see play except for Chase Utley on the Phillies and blah 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 year, whatever. That's who it's going to be. I know it, but
You're very close.
what's the other one there? What's the other one there? Not Jimmy Rollins.
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard. No, not
No,
Ryan Howard.
that guy's
No, the pitcher.
Hamlays.
Hamlays.
Cole Hamlays, 35.
So pick a year. Pick a year though.
2009.
Okay, so anybody in the league. Got it. That was his worst year in the major leagues.
Pick someone specifically.
I will go with
Roy Halladay. Replace Roy Halladay, Kyle.
What year?
09. Same year.
Who was on that team that year?
I'm sorry. That's right. He came in the year after. All right, then replace Cliff Lee in 09.
Roy Halladay.
Hey, you dick.
All right.
Garbage.
On the Mock.
All
He was
right.
better than Cliff Lee that year.
All right, so Mock got whatever blue is.
Blue is the NFL.
All right, Mock, you got the NFL, and your number is
Mock, you're clicking something over there. We're getting it pretty good.
looks like number 1.
Number 1, beer brand.
All right, so you get to pick an NFL player, and Mock, tell us what beer they'd be. Mass, pick a player.
Case Keenum.
Ugh. Case Keenum is like a Beck's non-alcoholic.
I don't hate it.
All right.
All right, Mass. No, I'll give you a better spin. That one didn't do the Price is Right rule.
I'll be right back.
Ooh, Mass has got hockey.
Oh, great. All right, spin it.
All right. Mock's going to take a quick dump. Oh, I like that newspaper clipping headboard you got.
He was definitely in this room before.
All right,
I'd
number
see that
10,
picture.
Riddler's rankings.
All right.
This is going to be a fucking shit show.
No, I'll give you an easy one. I want you to rank the 10. You can go ahead and look at the standings if you wish to. I want you to rank for me who you think the 10 best NHL franchises were last year. Like, in terms of, like, overall play. Who were the 10 best? Now, don't do it.
I'm just going to do hockey teams. I'm not going to do records.
All right. Who do you
Is
think?
that fair?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Who do you think were
so...
the 5 best hockey teams last year?
Well, you said 10. Do you want me to do 5 or
5.
10?
I meant 5.
All right, so we're going to
10
do
would be
the
a lot.
Blues.
Who were the 30 best hockey teams?
We're going to do the Blues
At number 1?
at number 1.
Okay.
And we're going to do the Bruins. We're going to do the Lightning. We're going to do the Predators. And we're going to do the Bruins.
And who?
The Bruins.
You gave them
Sorry, Kendall.
number 2.
Oh,
Did
my
I?
God.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. All right, number 5, then we're going to go with Toronto. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're going to go with it.
Gross.
I'm pretty pissed off that you just named like basically the 5 teams that ended the playoffs, but whatever.
I mean, the Tampa Bay was swept in the first round.
It should always be the Ducks.
All right, spin it.
Now, this one's for me.
That follow Price is Right rules? I didn't watch.
Oh,
Wait,
did it?
NHL.
All right, NHL. Machcine is chewing on a straw as we speak.
That was a Tums.
Tum.
Number 4, sports movie swap.
Oh, God.
All
Come
right,
on.
Kendall.
No, it's Mock. Oh, no, you're right. It's Kendall. Come on,
Kendall,
Kendall.
pick a movie.
Pick a hockey movie. I got to replace somebody.
Are there a lot of hockey movies?
Oh, there are, but there's one specifically I know he's going to pick, and it's Brad Marchand.
Kendall, what's the
No,
movie?
actually,
Hold on. Kendall, what's the movie?
I'm picking Miracle.
oh,
All
you
right.
dick. I wanted the goon so bad. I had 30 people lined up for it. All right, so Miracle, who am I?
Yeah.
So
You're going to replace the coach.
I don't even know enough people in Miracle. I don't know the names. I've seen the movie, but I don't know the names of the people.
The coach is fucking, what's his name? The bad guy. from
Coach
Guardians-
Anus?
Ah,
from Guardians
that's
of the
my
Galaxy
pick.
2. Kurt Russell.
No, I know who played the coach.
That's all that matters.
So the coach, obviously very inspirational.
Dick Compass?
All right, I'm gonna give the coach to.
Compass.
Well, I gotta look up his name real quick. I don't know how to. I have to see it spelt.
Did you like that one?
I did like that a lot. I don't know where you came up with that or where that's from, but I enjoyed that a lot. I want that to be a character in a movie. My name, Dick Compass.
Dick Compass.
Shouldn't it be Compass, Dick Compass?
Yeah,
Nope,
Compass.
because he's not James Bond.
You don't fucking know.
Compass.
Dick Compass.
It's Campus.
Dick Compass.
I'm gonna go with Peter Laviolette.
Okay. Spin it.
Anybody care to guess what team he coaches?
Panthers.
Incorrect.
Coyotes.
Incorrect.
I was going to say.
It's the Coyotes.
I was going to say Coyotes.
Just take it
No,
guess.
I was going to say Coyotes.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Hurricanes.
Wow, 3 of us. All right, he's a Jet.
Okay.
Predators.
Yeah, like it's the Predators. Good for you. But like, why are you all guessing shit teams? Like this is a team that was like the underdog and came back to win it.
I've never seen Miracle.
I was going
You
with
don't have to
the
see
Oh,
Miracle
my
to know what it's about.
God.
Like, oh, have you ever seen Remember the Titans? Yeah, it's about a football team that goes 0-16, right? 0-16. Real magical though that they inverted racism to lose.
Barely a football movie.
Shut up.
My friend Julius.
All right. Red Baron got blue.
Blue is NFL.
Okay, and the number he got was 6.
Number 6. Player you'd want to see on that team.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now, Kyle, if you wanted to go with the 2013 Denver Broncos, per example earlier, Kyle, this is you, dude,
Pick an NFL team in a year.
and a player.
And a player.
I'm going with the 06 running back for the Chargers.
We're sticking past 2010.
I could do this one, though. All right, I need you to talk to the mic, though.
So who would you rather see on the 06 Chargers besides LaDainian Tomlinson at running back?
MVP, LaDainian Tomlinson. And
Here's the deal. If you said Priest Holmes, I wouldn't be upset.
that's a good pick.
Also,
It's Jerome Bettis.
also wouldn't be upset if you picked Cedric
No,
Benson.
he retired.
How about the other
He can
Adrian
come back.
Peterson?
The real Adrian Peterson. I think I would pick Edrin James.
That's a good pick.
That's
You
a
got to have
guy-
a pass receiving back. Somebody that can catch the fucking pass out of the backfield.
Cedric Benson.
Cedric
That's
Benson.
what I was
That's a
looking
good
for.
pick, dude. That's what I was looking
yeah.
for. That was the correct answer, you asshole.
Spin it.
Cadillac Williams.
Oh, God. Willis McGahee.
Ooh,
All right,
big fan, big
baseball.
fan.
Yellow, MLB.
All right, and the number? All right, so Mock, it's baseball for Kyle.
Okay.
And we're going with number 6 again.
Player on that team. Souls just did this one. Do we want to give him another spin?
Yeah, we'll give him another spin. Mock, real quick, why don't you tell us the most, like the furthest down your thigh your balls have ever dropped?
Knee length.
Halfway.
Knee length?
Yeah. That's like a hospital call.
You should go to a doctor.
We're talking tuck in the Converse length.
3. Position starting lineup.
All right, so pick a position. Today's MLB, right? So
Yeah.
he's got a field. We'll just do it defensively, not for hitting prowess, but defensively purposes. Not counting whatever position you pick, obviously. Well, no, counting the position you pick. He's got a field a pitcher, catcher, first through third, and then an outfield off of that position. So pick one position.
First base, Kyle.
All right, so who's pitching for out of the first baseman, Kyle? Don't give it too much thought. This is just fun radio.
All right. Pitching.
Luke Voigt.
Perfect.
Pitching is probably Josh Bell.
All right. Catching?
Josh Bell.
Luke Voigt.
Luke Voigt. All right. Who's playing first base?
Josh Bell.
Reese Hoskins.
No.
Nah, he's playing the outfield.
Left field, specifically left field.
Goldie.
Goldschmidt?
No. Rizzo.
Rizzo?
Yeah.
All right.
Second base is Goldschmidt.
Third base.
Third base.
You can say Abreu. It's okay. They know.
Encarnacion.
God, no.
I mean,
Ed Goldwyn.
You can say Abreu. Guy's got a good glove. And bats pretty well. Good glove. Bats pretty well.
third base is probably going to be.
Kyle, if you want to ride home.
Third base will be Abreu.
All right. Left field.
That's a great pick, Kyle. Love the unbiased
Kyle,
selection.
I'll bring you home, Kyle. Kyle, I'll bring you home.
Left field.
No, shortstop, dick. Learn baseball.
He's just going to jump to the outfield.
I was going to.
That'd be a wild double play then if shortstop's last. That guy just turned the 3-9-6 double play.
Shortstop is going to be Freddie Freeman.
All right. Now left field.
Wow, really?
I feel like Freddie Freeman's a pretty athletic guy. He might not field all the plays, but he'll definitely get in front of the ball.
He's got a long reach, so I guess I get it.
And I feel
Left
like he
field
would
would be
sell out a lot.
Left field, Peter Alonso.
Center field.
Baseball's the hardest one to do this with because there's so many positions.
Yes.
Center field will be.
But Kyle's the perfect guy for this.
J-Mar and I used to do in 2K. Every year, we'd make a team just first baseman.
Center field will be
they were
Albert
awful.
Pujols.
What?
Right field.
The only person you could have picked worse for center field was Edwin.
Yeah, right field's Edwin.
Or Ed Wayne, as they call him.
Ed Wayne. All right.
Right field is Reese Goss.
All right. Spin it.
He said Reese Gosling at first. Just
Yes,
want you
he
guys to
did.
know that.
He's Gosling.
All right, Mock, this one's for you.
Goose Gosling.
Yep.
Mock, you got hockey.
Yikes.
All right. Spin it.
And the number you got was number 5.
Number
Four.
5.
Number 4.
Number 4. Sports movie swap.
It's a good one.
Say Little Big League.
Would you like a respin?
No.
Well, I got to do hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do a respin on the sport for you.
Nah, do Mighty
Okay.
Ducks.
I don't know if he's ever seen that.
Goon.
Have you seen the Goon?
I've never seen the Goon in its entirety.
I could answer
Go
that
ahead and
question.
disconnect the Skype. It's all right. No one's going to miss him.
No. Give the motherfucker Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Replace the whole movie with a better movie.
This is why you don't have any fans on the show, my friend.
It's true. We did a Twitter poll.
Who is your favorite member?
Yeah, we did a Twitter poll on our other podcast, Getting Sports Without Mike Mock.
And you know who won? Unprecedentedly, J-Mart. He
Yeah.
clean sweep.
Real crowd favorite.
You know what?
Second-
I want that
second
to
was
be the
Rita.
next Twitter poll.
Who's your favorite?
Who's your favorite member?
Matt.
Kyle, it's hard enough to get people to answer the questions about people who matter.
Whoa. Are you telling me right now the mass doesn't matter? His middle name is Matter. His name is Mike Matter Mass.
Mike Matter, man.
His name is Chris.
That's his surname.
All right. Mighty Ducks.
All right. You got to pick someone to replace. You have no idea, do you?
No.
Conway. Charlie Conway.
All right.
No,
Done.
Replace Conway, Bombay, and Goldberg.
Well,
So the captain of the team, the coach, and the goalie.
I want the captain to be Tyler Sagan.
Gross.
I can do Goon if you give it to me.
He's never seen Goon.
I want the coach to be this guy. This is John Tortorella. I want him in there.
Gross.
And then Goldberg is going to be
Brian Elliott.
It's going to be Bill Goldberg. Just makes sense.
It's going to be Tuca.
No, it's not going to be Tuca. It's going to be Marc-Andre Fleury.
All right.
God, they just lost the PB championship.
Spin
All right,
it.
Mass.
It's still Coley.
All right, Mass, you got... Ooh, you got
NBA.
NBA.
All right.
Come on, land on something really hard. Let me really rattle his fucking brain. See what Jenny Craig's cooking up there. All right, what's 3?
Position starting lineup.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, I want you to put me a starting 5 on the court of sixth men. Kyle's over there like, I got this, dude. No, all right.
If you don't
Hold
know
on,
the
hold on,
six-
hold on. I got the perfect thing for this.
No.
Celebrity shot. Go.
All right, fine, but I got to take a shot.
He's got to take
No,
a shot, too.
Chris has got to take the
No,
shot.
I'll take
Yeah.
a shot for him.
No, but Chris has to take the shot.
All right,
That's
here,
how this works. No, but
So-
I'm not. All right, fine. If Souls is doing it, it's 6 men, but you have to do a shot.
All right, hold on.
All
Let
right,
me go
so
get
the
tequila.
sixth man.
No, of gin.
If
I'm not
anybody
doing
doesn't
the
know,
You have to do the gin. It's either do the gin or do the fucking game.
I'll do the gin with you. I kind of want some.
so
Guys, it's fucking $40 gin. It's good gin.
if you don't know what six man
I don't
is,
think I'd like gin.
it is the movie
Have you
where
ever had
Marlon Wayne
Fuck off, Souls.
and his
Save
brother-
it for the NBA movie swap. Because I'm doing it with
Souls is
Seth Curry
rabid.
and Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Hold
Maybe
on, I could also do it with Miles and Mason.
Maybe if that was cold.
no, can't do that.
Here, give that.
Yeah, it
give
doesn't
that,
matter.
Give
Can't
that
play
to
two
Kendall.
big men.
You can do Brooke and Robin.
All right, well, if you're going to give this to me, give me
Robin would be the dead
No,
one.
can I do the father
Oh.
instead of a son instead of a brother?
Matt's trying to
Just
hand
do
me a
6
half
men.
shot.
Come on.
All right,
Make a starting lineup out of 6 men.
all right. So the
Give
big
that to Kendall.
dumb white guy is gonna be Sean Bradley.
Oh my god, I think
No,
we can throw
Kyle.
it in the bush. Bush.
Kyle, you're making a starting lineup out of today's sixth men in the league.
Oh.
This is your fucking category.
Lou Will,
At what position?
point guard.
Okay, who's your starting shooting guard?
Kyle Korver.
He's okay, maybe a sixth man, but okay, I'll give it to you.
Just give it to him, dude.
I'll give it to him. He's more of a ninth man, but yep.
Small forward will be J.R. Spliff.
Yeah,
He's not even in the
man.
league.
He is. He just got cut today.
By who?
The Cavs.
That's awesome. He's signing with the Lakers.
They said it's very unpredictable. I'm not gonna get into it.
Kyle's taking it really personal.
Power forward. I'll give it to Brooke.
Okay.
No. Robin. I'm sorry. Power forward is Robin,
What? All right.
and center is going to be
Bull.
Miles.
All right. I mean,
Garrett.
that's a pretty bad lineup, though. That's bad.
That's what the six man was all about, dude.
They're not winning.
Bet it.
They got lucky.
They're definitely not stretching the floor. I'll tell you that much.
Kyle, I don't think that's what the six man was all about. I think
What
it was
is
a
the
guy
sixth
who
man?
would
I wasn't
step in
listening
and-
to Kyle when he
The
told
sixth
us.
man is the first guy that comes off the bench.
That's what I figured. White,
It
NHL.
didn't go all the way around.
All right.
Good spin. Good spin.
right.
The sixth man is the first guy to come off the bench. It's your best bench player, somebody that could be a starter.
That's what I figured, but just wanted to make sure. All right, Green, you pick.
All right.
MLB.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Hey, where's my shot, you son of a bitch?
Why am I pouring you a shot?
All right, number
I gotta
eight.
do one with Kendall. Here.
All right, number 8, drinking partners. MLB.
Perfect.
Okay. So I give you like positions.
I don't know.
The answer is Miguel Cabrera.
No, it's not. Just go fuck yourself.
How about I give you a team, and then you can pick the players that you want.
All right, that's fine.
I thought it was out of the entire league.
Nah,
Okay.
Well, I think we got to narrow it down. I feel.
we got to give the person
National
to
League or American
We
League?
got to
Do
give
that.
we got to give the person to the left something to do.
Yeah, right. It's too easy otherwise. Give me Red Sox.
Oh.
Maybe you're drinking. I think that's a good squad to pick from.
All time or right now?
All time. Because you got to go all time.
Veritek,
even Mox getting.
Jason Veritek, and
John Lackey.
No, you're forgetting a major key drinker.
Wade Boggs.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I'm getting rid of Veritek. I'm doing Clemens and Boggs.
Wow, I'm surprised.
You're probably gonna win.
I'm going to win any drinking game except for Flip Cup because they're just going to kill you.
Spin it.
Baron Red, this is for you.
All right. I just want to put on the record that I want to do the Boggs thing really bad with you guys.
All right, you
Blue.
got
NFL again.
You got NFL again. This is good for you.
Right in my wheelhouse.
Pun intended. Last time you had
Boo.
diarrhea.
Number 4. Anybody remember what 4 was?
Dude, that was so long ago. Just
Movie swap.
We swap. Person to your left. Souls. Pick a movie, make them swap some characters. Real people.
Blindside.
Gamecocks.
All right, who am I replacing?
The coach, ACL tear, and the quarterback.
Okay, now
Now,
remember.
hold on. I wouldn't be opposed to having you replace Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side with a real NFL player.
All right, fine. I agree with that.
Mark doesn't look very entertained on the screen.
I'm tuned in.
You're watching Pornhub
Well,
is
we'll
what
go
you're
with
doing.
the blind side. I want to
Let's
replace
be real,
Michael
aren't we
Orr,
all?
Sandra Bullock and Toby Keith.
So you're going to replace the parents who are adopting an NFL kid.
It's not Toby Keith.
Yes, it is.
I was gonna say it's not Toby
Tim
Keith.
McGraw.
Tim
Tim
McGraw.
McGraw.
However, I do want to replace him with Toby Keith.
No, you don't. Kenny Chesney and Lady Gaga.
Oh my. That's kind of what's happening right now in real life. All right, so
They
Kurt
would, just,
Cobain.
they would just sleep with the kid.
I'm replacing with NFL players, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
God, did you say Kurt Cobain?
Yep. J.J. Watt and Julian Edelman.
Oh God. All right, so I think Sandra Bullock is going to become players right now, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, who's the
Sandra-
mama of the NFL?
Well,
Tom Brady.
Case Keenum.
Well, I had Chris Hogan in mind all the way.
I like that. All right. So Chris Hogan's the mom. All right. Who's the dad?
Father is going to
Keep in
be
mind,
Joe
the
Flacco.
dad's profession is owning a bunch of Taco Bells.
Clay Matthews, 100%.
Clay Matthews and Chris Hogan.
It just spoke to me.
Oh, that's
and,
funny.
And that's all I needed. I needed
Spit it.
anybody else.
That's it. That's
Okay.
perfect.
No, Michael Orr. He didn't
Replace
work.
Michael Orr.
Oh, the son.
Okay, can I just
You
pick?
have to replace an NFL player with an NFL player.
Now, can I pick someone who doesn't play anymore?
Sure.
Yes.
Because I had Albert Hainsworth in mind.
All right,
perfect.
perfect. All right, what do we got? This is for Souls.
He loves
Souls,
Taco
you got
Bell.
Red.
NBA.
He loves Taco Bell.
He needs a kidney replacement.
Oh God, got dark quick.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, number 5.
Number 5, first Mount Rushmore.
All right. So a Mount Rushmore for an NBA team.
Mock, you get to pick the team.
The Toronto Raptors, Kyle. I know how much you love them.
Vince.
Fred Van Vliet.
Vince. I'll put Kyle Lowry in there. That's a good one.
I think DeMar DeRozan deserves it.
Yeah.
I'll put DeMar DeRozan, and I'll put.
Do you think Kawhi deserves it?
No.
He brought a championship to the team. That's all he did.
Marc Gasol.
And that's pretty good.
The only one they've ever had. What about T-Mac?
It wasn't good yet.
What about Drake?
What about Spicy P?
Drake might work.
Oh yeah, actually.
And I'll put
What about that guy with the turban behind?
Hey.
Al Qaeda Raptors fans.
Lowry, DeRozan, and
Marlins fan.
Spin it while he thinks.
No.
All right.
You guys interrupted me.
Well, that's the
Sorry,
point.
Souls.
Don't want that dead air. I want to give you nonsense.
Drake.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that really who you're going with?
No.
Why not go with Kawhi though? Why not? If for nothing else, let's say that
right,
the world
Kawhi.
ends tomorrow. The
Kawhi.
world ends tomorrow.
I
The
just want to
Raptors-
know why Chris Bosh doesn't belong in this.
Oh, yeah.
You remember
Chris
that
Bosh.
guy? That like fucking Toronto raptor-looking motherfucker?
Yeah,
Chris
that
Bosh.
Was bad on us.
It's like he kind of looked like a rapper.
He did. He was a raptor.
I forgot all about
Oh! All right, Mass, you got green.
No, it's Mock.
Mock, you got green.
What color? All right, you're going with the NBA.
No. What sport, Mock?
What? Oh, green. I pick NFL.
All right.
All right, you got number 9
Number 9, jerseys. I get to pick the team
in the category.
and the category. How do I pick a category for a jersey?
Whatever the fuck you want. Best jersey, worst jersey.
Opinion based.
It's opinion based.
Tell me about the Eagles jerseys.
What about him?
Tell me what your favorite Eagles jersey of all time is.
This is no. This is what the real question is. I want you to give me a 30-second analysis on what's better, the Eagles blue or the Bumblebee Steelers jersey.
All right, I like this.
Oof. Well, those are pretty much the 2 worst jerseys ever made.
Nope,
I don't know,
that's
the Red Giants
that's
jerseys are
the
terrible.
Red Giants jerseys.
You forgot
But
about
that's
the
an
Packers
alternate
brown
jersey.
ones.
Like,
So are both of those.
I know, but
Oh, but
Well,
what?
no.
the Giants.
No, the
Giants
Eagles,
only
the
wore those
Eagles
for a couple
blue
years.
were real jerseys. The
Yeah, those are
Bumblebees are
real.
alternates.
Those are probably worse than the Bumblebee ones.
Those blues are bad. Those are bad
Yeah.
jerseys. Those are right there with the Packers puke yellows.
But the Bumblebee jersey is pretty terrible.
Make a good tree and go fuck yourself, eh?
The least you can
I
do is
think
get
more
it right.
people would like the Bumblebee jerseys if the numbers didn't look like a clock, a digital clock.
Yeah, look, that part.
Well, that's why I hate the
And it's
Buccaneers
also-
jerseys.
It's like a sandy brown like backdrop too for the number 2.
No, it's not. It's white.
Is it white?
Makes all their players look
they
like
wear
prisoners.
beige pants with them. That's
Oh,
why you think it.
That's what I'm
They
thinking.
wear a very light beige
You're
pant,
right.
so it kind of almost blends with the number
You're right.
background. Yep. All right, Mass. You got
NBA and NHL so far.
let's keep it going then. NHL. Oh, it's coming up. NHL it is.
All right, perfect. Spin
And the
it.
number you got was, I'm guessing number 7. That's what it looks like to me. Number
No, it looks like number 6.
6.
Number 6, player you'd want to see on that team.
All right. Oh, cool. All right, give me a player that you. This is in place of a player, right?
Yes.
All right, so give me a player that you would want to see on the St. Louis Blues besides Vladimir Tarasenko.
Bring back TJ Oshie.
In place of Tarasenko?
If you're going to make me get rid of Tarasenko.
Say goodbye to your Stanley Cup.
All right.
All right, here comes the ball. You could have picked Sidney Crosby. You could pick like anybody but TJ Oshie.
I like TJ Oshie.
All right, I got hockey. It's like the worst person to get hockey. Number 1. Number 2.
Number 1, beer brand.
All right.
Yo, Kendall, I just noticed that it's the same painting in this room.
Yep, I was thinking
It's
that.
not a painting. That's your newspaper clipping headboard of people you're trying to look for.
I named that painting last time. It was Speckles of sin.
No,
All right.
those are all the newspaper clippings of Kyle's Pee-wee coaching.
Kendall, you're picking
Little League
a
Pick an NHL player, and I'm giving him a beer brand.
yes.
Sidney Crosby.
Heineken, super overrated.
All right.
Wow.
Ultra light.
Kyle just busts out the ultra. No, Sidney Crosby. I would give Sidney Crosby.
Edwin Encarnacion just hit a 2-home run or 2-hit.
He just hit a 2-home run.
Shut up.
It went
I also
so
heard 2-hit home run.
Was he playing Keno? Like, what the hell's going on there?
multiplier. Sidney Crosby. I would give.
You know what's funny, though? I do picture him bottled green.
Nah,
No?
Yingling.
he's not terrible.
Paul loves Yingling.
I love Yingling about as much as
All
Mock loves the
varieties.
Dallas Cowboys.
You did love Yingling. At
I
one
loved the black and tan, and that was because there was no other bottled black and tan. You fucking watch your mouth when you're talking down to me. Sidney Crosby for me would be. I think it'd be Bush.
Bush, really?
Fantastic.
I think
All
it'd be Bush because underrated, but always a good staple.
You know, I'm pretty
All right.
drunk.
Spin it.
Yeah, Kyle had a Captain Morgan 100-proof nip and a Smirnoff Root Beer 100-proof nip on the way over here. He bought me a Dewar's and a Tanqueray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You made out
Spin it
better
harder.
in
Spin it harder.
In
That didn't
reality,
go
Hey,
right.
what?
Mock, what's your favorite
he
animal?
had a better combo, I think.
Mock, animal. Go.
What?
All right. This is
Favorite
for
animal.
Red Baron, NBA.
Okay, you can't just start a side conversation.
Number 5, Mount Rushmore, NBA.
All right. I want you to give
No.
me.
Kyle's got to do it.
Damn it, Kyle. I want you. Can we start doing to the right? Because I want to do Kendall's.
All right,
Fine.
let's discuss. What do you got?
I wanted to give the top 5 for the Seattle Supersonics. Or the Mount Rushmore for the Seattle
You
Supersonics.
would take 5 hours.
No, he knows. He would say Gary Payton, Kevin Durant, and then he would start saying things like Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, in
All right.
right now, I have best typed. Best and then the team.
Washington Wizards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but this is. We'll go since 2010.
Nope. All time.
All time.
Kyle's just, nope.
You can pick from 2010 on, or from 2010 on, though, if you want to.
Well, my best Wizards, in my opinion, are John Wall, Neen, of course, Otto Porter Jr., and I'm a big Gilbert Arenas guy, so that's my Mount Rushmore.
All right.
All right, moving on. Spin it.
I'll give you 2 of 4.
Spin it harder.
Karan Butler, Bradley Beal, those are
Harder.
all way better than Neen.
There you go.
Oh, wait, can I change one?
No.
Go ahead.
The wheel's already spinning.
Marcin Gortat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for Kendall to say him.
Yeah, I botched
Souls,
it.
you got MLB.
Yep.
Manute Bol.
Who are you replacing?
I think I'm going to replace
Otto Porter?
Yeah.
Are you number 3?
Number 3. Position starting lineup. Again.
no.
Spin it again.
Do it again.
Too long.
I'm pretty drunk, so that'll take me too long.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Please. Thank you. Riddler's rankings.
All right. Fuck you, Mock. You don't get to participate with your fucking newspaper clipping background.
Pussy.
Why don't you show us Coach Anis's brother, Lady Sphincter?
Actually, real quick, can we see the room? A quick tour?
It's the same room I've had.
But they haven't seen it.
Sure.
Just a quick one. I know we're taking up Showtime, but I'm a big proponent of this.
It comes with a couch.
Oh, wow. Look, lamp.
Yeah, that's
Most king rooms nowadays do.
Lamp on the bed. I'm a big fan of that. I think it's an electrical violation.
well, no, that's behind.
No. On the bed
That's not
Oh, the
a.
headboard?
headboard. I don't
That's
think,
not a. That's not a fire.
It's in
violation.
Massachusetts, though.
I think that's a standard violation.
It's not.
I don't think they have federal electric laws. That's a stupid shirt you're wearing, though.
Anyways, Riddler's rankings. MLB.
All right, Souls, I want you to
It's a
give
good
me...
shirt.
It's not.
It is.
Souls, I want to give me the Riddler rankings top 5 best rotations in baseball.
All right. I'll go with the Dodgers 1. Philly 30th.
All right, he's done. Spin it.
What?
Oh,
Shut
good.
your face.
Oh, Kyle's
Listen,
getting,
guy.
Kyle's getting
Settle
angry
down.
drunk.
Dodgers 1, Astros 2. Rays 3.
Nice, both Arizona teams 1 and 2.
For now, Arizona 4.
It's a dry heat.
That's right.
And
It's okay, you can say it. They all know. Brewers 5.
nah.
Reds.
Reds. Sprinkle the Reds in.
Cubs 5.
All right.
Huh?
Spit it. All right,
It's
Mock.
really, really hot down here.
Indeed.
Mock, you have landed on
MLB?
It was MLB, yes.
It was going to stop on MLB.
And you have received number 5, Mount Rushmore.
Can I give him one, please?
Oh, yeah, let's all do it.
Yeah,
I'll
Souls,
take
go
a
ahead.
shot for it, too.
No,
No,
you
no,
don't.
it's all right.
You don't. My car doesn't want you to.
Yeah, no, you're done.
No, don't listen. If you're taking a shot, we have just use the glass you have started. That's the whole point.
I don't know what it is.
What? It's right
Souls.
here.
Souls, pick a team.
Mark, give me the Mount Rushmore for the Colorado Rockies.
All right.
Nice. Hit me up, bro.
No.
Troy Tulowitzki.
No, that's right.
No, I know
Troy-
it is, but it just wasn't expecting it. Like, to be the first name he said.
Well, I'm trying to think of Rockies here. This is a tough one.
There's one. I'll give you the initials. T.H. First baseman.
Torrey Hunter.
Bingo.
I was thinking Torrey Hunter.
Actually, good on Paul. Good on Paul for coming up with that. Just
T.H.
he's got like a.
Souls.
Oh, Tadaho Hitaguchi.
Oh man, he's like right on it. He's got like a mustache goatee combo thing going on.
All right, how many have we got?
He played first
I'm not
base.
First base. He actually played for the. Oh my god.
Oh, you're talking Jason Giambi. He was a Rocky.
He was not who I was
If
thinking
you,
of
if, you,
whatsoever.
if you really mean that, you deserve 15 shots.
He was a New Haven Raven. This guy.
A New Haven Raven.
Yep.
His name rhymes with Rod Belton.
Oh,
Oh,
Todd Helton.
Thod,
Which-
no, Thod Horton.
Which is bad of a hint as it was. It was good.
I think Nolan Arenado belongs in that list.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
Arenado.
darn
Yep.
good.
You know,
And,
it's funny. I was thinking like past Rockies teams. I didn't even consider Arenado.
You're forgetting the best Rocky of all time.
I believe I said Jason Giambi.
My phone is having a seizure.
Charlie
Not the best
Blackman.
No.
Clint Barnes.
He played the outfield.
Oh, Ken Griffey Jr. The third.
Third.
He basically gave the Rockies what they were all about.
Are you talking Tim Rocky?
Shut up.
Tim Rocky.
Rocky Balboa?
He named the franchise after playing 8 seasons for a nameless team.
He played for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Kyle, just say the name.
Larry Walker.
Yeah, we would have never gotten that.
They're all about walks.
I'm
All right.
drunk and I know that.
Mass, you got pick your own?
Adam Eaton would have also been a reasonable guess.
What about Carlos Gonzalez?
Actually, I probably put
Charlie
him above
Blackman
fucking
deserves it more than Adam Eaton.
somebody else.
I agree.
Neither
NFL
of them deserve it
drinking
more than
partners.
Jason Giambi.
Pick
So
your sport and pick number 8.
NFL drinking partners.
All right. Offensive lineman in the NFC East.
Oh, dude, Eric
He picked
Flowers.
NFL because he thought it'd be easy, and I made sure it
No.
wasn't.
No.
There we go.
First of all, there's one answer right off the bat.
Jason Kelsey?
No.
All right.
Oh, that's a very good answer, though.
Actually, we saw him in person.
We did. He was wearing a wig. It was fucking hilarious.
I remember that. You guys saw him at the
He
game,
told the
right?
kid to go fuck himself.
No, he signed his autograph.
Well, you know what happened was he ended up like shooing people away and then taking a picture with one of like the security people.
To make sure other people stayed away.
Right, which is pretty like a big middle finger to everybody, but whatever.
There's one specific guy that's the correct answer. You can pick whoever you want for the second one. You want Jason Kelsey, pick him. There's another guy, you can only pick one.
oh yeah.
Jason Peters? I don't know.
No.
Eric Flowers.
No.
Oh, really? Eric Flowers.
Isn't Eric Flowers in the NFC South?
Yeah,
Hey, he played for the Redskins.
The correct answer was Travis Frederick.
Oh, I forgot about Travis.
Travis Frederick is a good drinking
Can I change
partner.
my answer?
Yeah.
All right. Travis Frederick and Jason Kelsey.
I'm pretty drunk.
Yeah, I know. We got another hour to go, which is what's bothering me.
All
All right. NBA.
Yeah, guys, some water.
McDonald's, bro.
Number 4.
Here.
I want that. Get that shit away from me.
Number 4. Sports movie swap. Spin it again. We've done this a lot.
We haven't. We did it once.
We've done it like 4 times.
Prove it.
We've done it actually 3 times.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I guess Kyle wins.
Number 7. Player by year.
Okay, and for
NBA.
NBA.
It's the last one. We're going to go to break.
Okay,
Kyle needs a minute.
all right. Best?
Mm-mm.
No.
Pick a team and a player in a year, and I got to replace that player.
Oh, I confused it entirely. My bad.
Laser Lillard.
It's
What?
not your thing.
All right.
Kyle, there's no way you're that drunk, dude.
Perfect.
You had one. You haven't even had one beer yet.
I had 3.
2014 center Houston Rockets.
Who was the center for the Houston Rockets?
Wasn't it?
Was it Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Pretty sure it was.
Anybody?
Oh, thought he was decent.
No, he's been decent since left Orlando. For the Houston Rockets.
Less on so.
Who was on that team? Was that
James
T-Mac?
Harden.
2014 Houston
James Harden.
Rockets.
I don't think it was Harden there yet.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Hold on, let's find the roster real quick.
We're talking James Harden. We're talking about the other dude.
Here's your roster.
And the guy from the other team.
Can you read that?
Wait, Al Horford.
Ron Perlman was there, I'm pretty sure. That's a movie reference for you guys.
I didn't appreciate it.
All right,
Well, fine.
I cared for that a lot.
Thank you.
I didn't hear what it was.
Pau Gasol.
Throw some respect on Ron Perlman.
Pau Gasol.
Pau Gasol?
All right.
All right, that's it. We're going to go to break. Soul's going to die. Still have an hour to get through. So we're going to go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. And don't fucking change the dial, dude. We'll be back shortly.
And now, back to Getting Sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
It's
drunk
fucking
people.
hot.
Just drunk people. Yeah, hot people. That's sexually hot. Temperature hot.
Yeah, extremely temperature hot. Fuck this.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough out there.
I hope you all appreciate what we're doing because we love you.
Yeah.
All right.
We're here, Mark, but we can't see
Yeah,
him.
pretty well.
I'm here. Hold on.
Oh, there he
Just
is.
relax.
Oh my God, he's naked. Stand up, show us.
I can't see you guys.
Oh no, that's not good.
What'd you do over there, Kendall?
Nothing. I just unmuted you. Let's see. Could be us. Hold on. I see what happened. Give me just a moment.
Oh yeah, just take all the time you need. It's only
Yeah.
a radio show.
Please. Well, we're still live. We didn't do Facebook and YouTube wasn't working for us today. I don't know if it's too much bandwidth or whatever, but not a problem for you listening anywhere else in the world. Man, Soul, you're chowing down and you're feeling yourself. I dig it. I dig it. I'm right there with you.
What's this guy eating over there?
He's got
Chi-Chis.
the hot
Hot Cheetos.
hot Cheetos.
Nice. I could go for a handful of those at the moment.
I just want all you can eat Taco Bell.
Agreed.
That's going to end horribly.
Really, it's going to end in one bad diarrhea bathroom trip.
No, I was asking him to throw them to me.
All right, so we're going to just kind of close out the show. We're going to talk about some Madden ratings. I mean, not everybody who listens to the show plays Madden, but I'm sure everybody who listens to the show has played Madden. We're all advocates of it here, except for Machcine. Yeah, we'll dive into it. Are you there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
You see us now, though.
I don't know if you guys saw it. Don't spoil it, but real quick, around the horn. Who do you think was the highest rated team in Madden this year? Who do you think is going to be the highest? This is this coming up game. Who do you think is the highest rated team?
So I did see it.
All right.
I would say.
Did you see it?
No.
Who do you think the highest rated team is? Mass? Just take a guess.
Rams.
Okay.
Rams.
Machcine, did you see it?
I did not. I saw for players. I didn't see team.
Who do you think the highest rated overall team is in Madden 20?
I think it's the Chiefs.
It's the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles are rated 89 overall.
That's the highest rating.
They're
right
the
now?
highest rated team at 89. After them is the Dallas Cowboys at 88
Ugh.
and the Saints at 87. That's the top
Ugh.
3. The Chiefs, the Rams are at 85. They're ranked under. Notable teams they're ranked under are the Colts, Packers, and Falcons.
That's some horse shit.
And then at 84, you have the Chiefs, Steelers, and Bears, who are all ranked the same score as the Panthers at 84. And then you have the Vikings and the Texans at 83, along with the Redskins and the Browns.
How can the Eagles be the highest rated team?
Then you have teams. Think of this though. Notable teams that made the playoffs. The Seahawks and the Ravens towards the bottom of the list at 81. And the worst ranked team in the NFL this year is, any guesses?
Worst ranked team?
Worst rated team?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals of Arizona.
Okay.
Dolphins.
Tampa Bay?
I was going to say the Dolphins.
Dolphins at 74, then the Giants at 77.
Nice.
Yep. But, I mean, the Bears and the Chiefs to be ranked 84 with the Panthers. Now, the Steelers shouldn't be ranked with the Panthers either. But two teams that made the playoffs ranked the same as the Panthers and below the Falcons and the Packers.
Yeah, it is odd. I mean, so I don't know if this is a thing at all. I think Madden inflated some, stuff in the past.
I can get more behind the Falcons because they had a lot of good players taken out due to injury. But the Packers, they weren't missing really any notable people. I mean, Rodgers didn't play at 100%, but
they didn't really play well at all.
So I don't know, but that's your rankings.
I mean, they definitely view it every time Rodgers will play at 100% all year, and this will be the reason why.
The Patriots are ranked 87 with the same rating as the Saints and the Packers.
Yeah, and I mean, so I'm not taking anything away from New England because, it is what it is. They went to the Super Bowl. They deserve to be in the higher rankings. I mean, I guess I don't know where the 89 from the Eagles comes from, and I guess the trickle down is really bad because of that. I don't understand.
I mean,
this.
They did add Deshaun Jackson and Jordan Howard,
right? Which are they're no jokes,
right?
For sure.
And they still have Jeffrey, and they still have Wentz.
I mean, it's a good squad, but I mean,
I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I mean, Deshaun Jackson is aging. He's got to be an 82 maybe now.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, what's Howard's rating? He's not. He can't be higher than 86.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeffries might be the highest at 88.
The highest rated. So for the Eagles, they have 3 people rated above 90. It looks like. Well, they have 3 people rated. On this page, I don't know exactly how many people this is at the count, but.
What's the question?
Talk about the ratings of players on the Eagles. On the Eagles. To give them the ratings that they have.
In the
right
top
now.
50, they have 3 people, but 2 of them are offensive linemen. Or no, sorry, one offensive lineman. They have Fletcher Cox at 96, Kelsey at 94, and Zach Ertz at 93. Oh, and then they also have Malcolm Jenkins at 92. So they have, of the top 50 players, they have 4 of them.
I mean, I'm not hating on Malcolm Jenkins, but really 92? I mean,
Yes.
Wow.
He was Brooks at 90.
He was given the same.
He's good. No doubt.
92 was given the same ranking as Devontae Adams, Le'Veon Bell, Drew Brees, Calais Campbell, Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Gordon, Andrew Luck, Patrick Peterson, Michael Pierce, and Delaney Walker. That's who's ranked in that grouping. There were 4. I don't know if you guys. I don't know who else would. I followed the Check Down.
Yep.
Which is a Barstool affiliate.
Yep.
Which was the podcast by AJ Hawk and Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
But they did an unveiling of the 4. There's only 4 players this year, and Madden rated 99. They did a releasing of them day by day. But the 99 overall players, which is the best you can get in Madden or any sports game for that matter, is Aaron Donald, DeAndre Hopkins, Khalil Mack, and Bobby Wagner.
In that order.
Yep. No, in that order, it was Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, Khalil Mack, DeAndre Hopkins. That's how they were.
Do they end up having an all-time party with that, or was that just that group that they did a photo shoot?
I'm not really sure. So the Checkdown released it as if it was a piece of graffiti. I don't know if that was real, but
right. Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure if it was an actual.
And
event.
then under them in the 98 rankings, there were 3 players ranked 98. They had Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, and Luke Kuechly.
Anybody of those deserve to be a 99?
None of them deserve to be 90. I don't think any of them deserve to be 99. But I don't think Luke Kuechly deserves to be 98.
No.
I think he's a game changer when he's in the game, but he's not always healthy.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? The distinction of 98 and 99 is like what? I mean, if you're gonna rank him 98, why not just? I don't know. I feel like
99 is like you're undoubtedly the best player at your position,
Right.
in my opinion. Like
No.
Bobby Wagner's the best linebacker, Khalil Mack's the best pass rusher, Aaron Donald's the best defensive lineman, and DeAndre Hopkins is the best wide receiver.
Right.
I don't think there's really much debate about those things. But there's debate about running back, quarterback, things like that. You know.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that like I feel like it should be the 99s should be 99s, and then everything else should be 95 or whatever. Because once you get to that point, it's like, well, why are they not a 99?
Well, then you
Or
get
why
to
are
the
they-
97.
I mean, the
What-
argument though can be made for Brown to be a 99.
What's amazing to me, though, is that the Packers are tied for third in terms of the best ranking, right? And they have, and if you go into the top 50 players ranked, they have two of them. They have Devontae Adams, who I think is deserving of being in top 50, and then they have David Bakhtiari. So, offensive linemen, it's kind of hard because there's some, when an offensive lineman is really good, they get the nod in the ranking, which
Yeah.
But what's amazing to me is that the Packers got an 87 overall, tied for third best, but Madden only gave Aaron Rodgers a 90 overall for seventh best.
Maybe health just the last couple of years.
But that's
It doesn't seem to be
but
their
who on-
criteria.
who on their team?
Let's not pretend that Madden is any good judge of player ratings.
Yeah. So
Right.
the top 10 quarterback rankings. Patrick Mahomes is ranked at 97. Then Tom Brady at 96. Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Andrew Luck. Then sixth at 91 was Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers at 90. Matt Ryan at 89. Ben at 85. And Cam at 84.
So you're
So,
top guys.
I'd try to keep-
so Carson Wentz isn't even in the top 10.
No.
How can the Eagles be the best rated team?
Carson Wentz is rated 82.
But this is the thing. I don't know what Madden's doing this year. I think it's going to be interesting in terms of the gameplay. But if you're looking at this, they broke it down. The top 10 quarterbacks, right? So the 10th best quarterback is only ranked in 84.
Yeah.
The 10th best quarterback out of 32 starting quarterbacks is probably going to be ranked lower than like Jordan Howard as a running back.
Yeah, that's a huge drop off.
So you're looking at like
Josh Rosen is the worst starting quarterback at number 70. Well, are you counting
Nice.
him as a starter? 'Cause
Well, I mean,
otherwise it's
presumably
Fitzpatrick.
he'll be the starter. Presumably.
Otherwise, it's going to be
if
actually
Fitzpatrick
Joe
is a
Flacco.
99.
Joe Flacco is actually penciled in as the worst starter of the 74.
Right, but like that's what I'm saying. Like Joe Flacco as a 74. Like I understand people's views, Kyle, of Joe Flacco, but like a 74.
Yeah, I mean that's a big time.
Here's
drop.
another thing too. Not for nothing. Went to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff's going to be rated less than an 84
Yeah,
or at 84. He could be 84, and they could have listed him as 11. But Jared Goff is going to be low 80s to high 70s.
He's 83.
83. Guy that just went to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
I mean,
He didn't have like a terrible playoff run.
right? I mean,
No, he played well.
but there's just like these players that like there's a lot of people.
Baker Mayfield is also rated an 83.
But I'm willing to go with Baker Mayfield being an 83 as a guy who's been a rookie last year. Then
Right. Well, the thing is too is like the problem with Madden is Madden's rating is based off of an algorithm that goes off of the stats.
yeah,
And certain things that you raise up, anybody who's ever made a created player in any sport, certain stats weigh more heavily on your overall than other ones. So, for example, if you make a quarterback, for example, and who Jared Goff said was 83?
Yep.
Right. So if you up his deep ball threat by 10, it might put his Mayfield might be an 83 because he can move around so much. Same thing with like a Lamar Jackson. But like what I don't understand is like why was Phillip Rivers given the nod at 94, 2 points higher than Drew Brees and Andrew Luck, and 3 points higher than Russell Wilson, and 4 points higher than Aaron Rodgers?
They gave him better arm strength. They gave him better awareness.
Kendall, I'm here.
yeah, I see. The
It just
internet's driving nuts.
it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But the
What?
team rankings is what I can't get over. I don't understand.
They don't make any sense.
Like, I understand, like, you know, but the team rankings don't go off things. Like, the player rankings go, you know, is inflated because, like, Baker Mayfield, for example, or Lamar Jackson would be the best example. Whatever Lamar Jackson's rating is, it's going to have a heavy, it's going to be because of his speed. He's got such good speed. And
76, and they gave him a 94 speed
right,
rating.
so he's 76, but he's got a 94 speed, and he's probably probably has a 90 in the 90s for acceleration.
95 agility.
95 agility. Like, those are all things that bump your guy up a lot. So if you were to put those down, your guy would go down to 70. But your team rankings doesn't go based off things like that. It goes based off of your rankings of your players. So for, like, the Bears to be, or the Chiefs to be rated so much lower than, because 4 points is a lot when you're looking at 74 to 89 spread. You're looking at 15 points. So for them to be rated 4 points, which is pretty much like a little more than a fourth below the top team, and there's teams that didn't even make the playoffs ahead of them, 3 of them specifically. I don't know, it's just kind of wonky to me.
Yeah,
And how is a team like the Cowboys second best when the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? All right, so look at that. This is something that's interesting. The Eagles are ranked 1, Cowboys are ranked 2, right? So the next 9 teams, sorry, I'm doing some math in my head and it's not working. But yeah, the next 10 teams are Saints, Patriots, Packers, Falcons, Colts, Rams, Chargers, Steelers, Panthers, Chiefs. Of those 10 teams, 9 of those teams comprise the top 10 quarterbacks that were ranked. Yet they're all lower than the Cowboys. What did Dak Prescott rank for a quarterback rating?
Dak Prescott, let's see.
Carson, I'm not going to conclude the
Dak
Eagles just because
Prescott
they
was
have
lower-
other pieces.
Dak Prescott was lower than even Carson Wentz. He's at an 81.
So a team with a quarterback rating, the most important position, with a quarterback rating of 81, is better than 9 of the 10 teams with the top quarterbacks. And the other team is the Seahawks, who are ranked 81.
wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, it makes you scratch your head. I feel like in years past it was more clear cut. I mean,
Right.
I don't know.
I feel like it was more based off of how the previous year finished.
Right.
I think Paul was kind of onto something earlier, though, when he said, I wonder if this is kind of foreshadowing how the gameplay is going to be. Because, I mean, is it going to be, at least for the example of the Cowboys, I mean, is this going to be a more run-centered type of game? So, because Zeke is probably rated at least, he's got to be at least, 92, 93. He's got to be up there.
He's a 94, but there's only 2 running backs in the top 25. I'm going through the list real quick.
No, but is he the best runner?
No.
It's probably Gurley.
is.
Gurley.
Really? Okay.
Gurley's rated at 97.
So they're not using
There's
injury
four-
as a...
There's four running backs in the top 50.
So it's what? Gurley, Zeke, Saquon, and Gordon?
No, Saquon's not even in the top 50.
Really?
Yeah, it's Bell.
See, how is that?
They gave Bell a 92.
Yep.
What was Barkley?
I don't know.
Give me a second.
Oh, and here we go. At 91, they have Saquon's a 91, along with Christian McCaffrey.
Which makes him just below Gordon.
Yep. And Bell. Yep.
I'm sorry, what was that rating?
91.
91?
I mean, it's surprising. I don't want to have the argument that Saquon's better than Bell, but Bell didn't play last year.
All right, well, how about this, though? With a ranking of a 93 overall, Richard Sherman.
Ugh.
Yeah, I have a hard time going with that. It's a guy who's been on a declining trend past, we'll call it 2 years. I won't say 3, 2 years for sure. And
Give him a higher ranking than Patrick Peterson.
There's a couple guys in here that, like, I wish that, I'm sure there's a list out there. I didn't see it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I wish they did the top 50 players by positions, or by position players, like excluding the offensive linemen.
yeah.
But like something like this, like Michael Thomas ranked at 95. I feel like Michael Thomas got shortchanged.
I
I
can
feel like
do
he
that
should.
real quick.
I feel like
Do it?
yeah, you see if you can find it.
So wait,
I have it right here.
Oh, okay.
Position players.
is it the NFL top 100 though? Because that's players
No.
voted by players. We can't go off of that.
No, he's on like a Madden. He's on,
Halfback, quarterback,
He's on
tight
EA
end, and wide
Sports.com.
receiver.
Okay, yeah.
Halfback, quarterback,
You
tight
went
end,
right
wide
to the
receiver.
source.
what?
Halfback, quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, or do you want to include the defense too?
Yeah, just I mean, that doesn't matter.
Mark, you munching on something over there?
Nope.
Oh, thought I heard you chewing on something. What are you having? I'm curious.
No, you weren't curious. You were going to tell me to be quiet, but it wasn't me, you
No,
swine.
I was curious because you have better snacks. I feel you have you have hotel snacks.
You know, it's one of those things that I used all my per diem money today, so I have nothing in the room at the moment.
Top five or
Spent it all
top
on
three.
dinner.
Top three position players are all wide.
Do you think
receivers.
Delaney Walker is deserving of a higher rating than Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey and Russell Wilson?
I don't.
Absolutely not.
I don't. I mean, he was impactful more than years past. I feel, but not more so than Barkley or Wilson for that matter.
So the 91s that they put here were Geno Atkins, Saquon Barkley, Mike Evans, Myles Garrett, T.Y. Hilton, Eddie Jackson, Byron Jones, Cam Jordan, Christian McCaffrey, Russell Wilson, and Marshall Yanda. Those are all 91s.
That's a pretty stout list.
Right, but those are people that lost out to players of the likes
Maybe
of...
Greg Olson in '89.
Injuries are catching up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of his, but every year it seems like he's slowing down. Well,
But those players that you just said were a stout list, those are all guys that lost out by 2 points to Richard Sherman.
yeah, and I feel like Eddie Jackson had a way better year than Richard Sherman did.
Eddie Jackson had a phenomenal year.
Like much better than Richard Sherman could have. I mean,
Eddie Jackson played more than Richard Sherman.
right?
That's it.
You know,
Hey, Kyle's awake?
I've been awake, dickhead.
yeah, but playing more, he had a better year. I mean, how many
Yeah, but
interceptions did Richard Sherman have?
Yeah, but in
or
the
pass
name of
breakups for that
Madden,
matter.
it doesn't matter what you did last season. It's who you are.
But that's a ridiculous reason.
But that's
Doesn't
not
matter.
true. That's not true, though.
It is.
No, for a long time, we've seen teams that had a good season last year have a high team rating compared to the team they are.
I'm saying like overall status.
But your team ranking is based off of your players.
But in that case,
Any year the Bengals have made the playoffs, they ended up finishing like top 10 in like rankings.
yeah. But in this case, Richard Sherman's had the longevity of being great.
But he hasn't been great for over 2 years.
But he's had the longevity,
He hasn't had longevity. He was great for 3 years. 3-4 years.
which is enough for him to be better than Eddie Jackson.
But it's deserving of him being the third best corner in
No,
Madden.
not at all. But it's how Madden works.
So then, Kyle, should Frank Gore be a 99?
No, I'm thinking it's not how I think. It's how Madden thinks.
No, but so then Frank Gore should be a 99 to them.
What is Frank Gore?
No, Frank Gore should be a 79.
But why? The guy's played for 45 years, and he's been consistent every season.
Frank Gore is an 81.
which is a fine ranking for him. He's been a solid back.
It is.
Especially the back end of his career. He's played pretty well. And he
Okay, so fine. What about Richard? Richard Sherman deserves to be higher ranked as a player than Drew Brees.
No,
But Drew Brees has been better than Drew Brees has been better at his position than Richard Sherman. Drew Brees was better last year at his position than Richard Sherman ever was at his position.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, but you're saying like your argument was the longevity. It's who you are. So Drew Brees doesn't deserve to be higher, or Andrew Luck for that matter.
No. It's just how Madden, how Madden in general works.
Hey, Mass. Get me on the-
This is one of those things that it's a bunch of bullshit because what's going to happen is after the first roster update, Richard Sherman's going to drop down to an 86.
Which I think is a fair rating for him. I don't think Richard Sherman sucks.
No,
I
but he's
just
not a
think
lockdown corner
he's
anymore.
He's not dominant anymore.
He's not a lockdown
Souls,
corner
could
anymore.
you steal my
If he was a
shot?
lockdown corner, then the 49ers would have had a better year last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he was the Richard Sherman that he was when the Legion of Boom was a thing, the 49ers wouldn't have taken as big of a hit when Garoppolo went down.
Yeah, agreed.
But Garapolo's Pizzeria going out of business was what destroyed them.
Yeah, it was detrimental to. I mean, if there was a bright spot on that defense, that was him. It was past years. The Bowman was gone, or Bowman went to the Raiders, or whatever it was, whatever the situation was, or retired. I can't remember. But the years of that defense being what it was long gone.
All right, Souls. All right. So here's one for you. We'll switch gears a little bit. Let's go to 2K. How do you feel about LeBron still being the best?
Wrong.
He is.
He's tied for the best.
He's tied with Kawhi at 97.
Which is
He's better. LeBron is point or like rating wise better than Giannis, Durant, Harden, Curry, Davis, Paul George, literally everybody. It's LeBron and Kawhi tied for the lead at 97 overall. Giannis is 96 with Kevin Durant and James Harden. Curry is at 95. Davis is at 94. George is 93. Lillard 92. Joel Embiid and Kyrie are at 91. And then Jokic and Westbrook at 90. Everybody else is below a 90 in 2K.
wrong.
So you guys could speak on this, especially Souls and Riddler could speak on this better than I.
But LeBron averaged, even though he missed time, he still averaged. He averaged a better stat line than he averaged when he was in Miami. Why doesn't he deserve a 97? NBA is all about stats.
I agree.
So based off of his stats from last year,
I don't disagree that LeBron should be 97. I think other people should be higher.
So you think, well, who should be higher than LeBron?
Kawhi.
Okay.
Who are you putting out of 99?
Giannis. They're the only two names I think that should be higher.
Kevin Durant. Should he at least be tied with LeBron?
I think he should be 97. No higher.
He's a 96. Him and Giannis are 96.
Durant and Giannis?
Yep.
I think they should both be either be a point higher or higher.
Hasn't 2K known for being stingy, though?
Oh, yeah. 2K's always been stingy with their rankings. They very rarely, they don't give 99s unless you really, 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 really deserve it.
Which I'm fine with.
The problem is, but LeBron's better defensively than Giannis.
Who was the last 99?
Giannis is better. Giannis is good defense, but a lot of it has to do with his length and his athleticism, not to do with his ability to be good defensively. I mean, Giannis will block shots with the best of them, but Giannis on the perimeter against James Harden is going to get smoked. LeBron won't. Souls? I think we lost Souls. All right. So rounding out the top 20, after them goes Klay Thompson, Karl Anthony Towns at 89, Butler and Kemba and Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert and Blake Griffin all at 88. So that's your top 20 for your 2K rankings. So
does that seem a little bit more balanced than the NFL?
A little bit. There's some players in here that I think are deserving to be in the top 20 that aren't. I think there's players last year that didn't have the year that they should have had that maybe could have been in here. I don't know that I necessarily agree with Blake Griffin being rated. I don't know what Ben Simmons' rating was, but depending on what it was, I don't know if I'd agree with Blake Griffin being that much higher than him. There's a lot of players in the NBA that I think are better right now than Blake Griffin is.
Did Kyrie drop off significantly?
I don't think so. I think Kyrie was a 93 last year. He went to 91.
91.
Which
I think is fair.
In the stinginess of the NBA, that's
fair.
reasonable. I think it's reasonable. But like I said, I mean, Ben Simmons is a decent snub from this. I think Ben Simmons is deserving of being up towards the high 80s. Granted, I don't know what it is outside of this top 20, but there's other... I still think Chris Paul's a high-rated player. But the NBA, it's stingy. And it's because there's less people. When you're starting 5 players versus 22, there's a lot more 90s to go around.
Yeah. Well, I think NBA, 2K/NBA does a good job of
too
spreading that out.
The thing, too, is your rating in the NBA matters. It doesn't matter if you draft an offensive lineman of all 99s. You're still getting sacked in Madden.
Yeah, it just happens. It doesn't matter.
Unless you know how to play Madden. Like, if you don't know how to play Madden, then you could pick someone as highly rated as, like, David DeCastro and fuck up.
Fuck that guy.
Picking David DeCastro and then fucking up in the Super Bowl is, like, that's some bullshit that, like, someone who can't play Madden.
It was DeCastro.
So who
it's
did
called
that
for
happen
holding
to?
on the game winner. Fuck him.
So who did that happen to?
Mock was playing the Super Bowl and David DeCastro got called for holding in the final play of the game.
The kicker of the whole thing is that Larry Fitzgerald was catching the winning touchdown.
But Mock called for holding.
Yeah.
No, DeCastro.
It sounds like a play call issue to me rather than DeCastro.
That's what I'm saying. Probably called play action because that's all he calls.
How far did you drop back?
It was a
72
3-step. I
that-
was at like the 15.
Did you fire right away? Or did you drop back more? Because that matters.
No, it was a 3-step, and they were holding the pocket, and he just held.
So he waited.
I asked because actually Logan, he was a roommate of myself and went to school with Paul and the Mass. I watched him play Madden, and it's atrocious.
It drops back a lot.
He drops back like 25 yards. I've never seen anything like it.
That's why when I played him,
he's a runner.
No, he doesn't
No, he
scramble.
just drops back a
No,
lot.
I mean, he runs backwards and then throws.
No, not even to escape pressure. He just an insane drop back and just fires. I've never
used
seen
to
anything
do
like
that
it.
a lot.
But it's
he probably
bad.
threw a lot of picks.
It's very bad.
So what
Well, I
happened
used to
when
do that a
you
lot,
used to
but
play
then
Pop?
it's like,
Or,
hey, I
when
threw
you
this
used to play
bomb.
Logan?
Oh, it was a 5-yard game.
You were starting to say whenever you played him in Madden.
Who, Logan?
Yeah.
Pick City.
Oh yeah.
I used to just whenever I played. Usually when I play somebody, I usually either play as the outside linebacker or the defensive tackle. When I play against Logan, I play as the safety.
Yeah, you
I play as
got
the,
to.
I play as the safety and cover 2 defense, and I put my safety at the line of scrimmage and don't move him.
I mean, there's no reason to drop back 25 yards for a slant.
Anytime we played
insane.
Madden, Jay Cutler always broke his collarbone.
You always broke whatever quarterback I played with collarbone. You're a dirty fucking player, you goddamn Rams fan.
That's right.
Aaron Donald's using steroids and he's going to get caught eventually.
Probably.
Kyle, you agree with Jokic getting 90?
Yeah.
He should be higher?
No.
Okay, that's that.
He's still very slow. But I think he still has a lot to add to his game.
You agree with Donovan Mitchell getting a higher rating than Ben Simmons?
No. Yeah, he can shoot, but he's less of a ball handler and less of a defensive player.
That's fair. What about... Do you agree with Blake Griffin getting a higher rating than Tobias Harris?
No. Blake Griffin's old and always hurt. Tobias plays every game and is healthy.
It's kind of like an oxymoron, but all right. Jumbo shrimp. I just think the Madden rankings.
They're
those are
always
kinda,
atrocious.
right, but I feel like this year's even worse.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the thing about Madden 2, which kind of struggles, and
Oh.
NBA does way
Hold
better.
on.
They make adjustments better than Madden does.
Yes.
All right, so here's one for you too. All right, so let's go back. I didn't realize there were more pages for this. All right, so the Madden rankings. So we'll go to running back. So we said before it was Gurley, Elliott, Bell, and Gordon, and Barkley. Those are your top 5. Then McCaffrey is ranked the same as Barkley, which I don't disagree with him being the same as Barkley. Barkley's a better runner. McCaffrey's a better pass catcher.
Yep.
Then 7th at a 90 overall is Kareem Hunt, who's above Kamara, Devontae Freeman, and Joe Mixon.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know that I agree with him being better than Alvin.
Nobody heard what you just said except for us.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I agree
there's
with
a
him being-
microphone for a reason.
Shut the fuck up, Mock.
Ooh, WrestleMania. Mock versus Massey.
I don't know that I. I don't know that I agree with Hunt
Braun
being
panties back.
Hunt being rated above Kamara because I just think Kamara's an overall better runner. Sure, Hunt's a little bit faster and can juke a little bit better, but
Well, I will disagree in the sense I think that Hunt is more traditional and is a better runner that way. But in today's NFL, to be a better pass catcher and runner is prime. That's where Kamara exceeds. So, in that regard, Kamara deserves to be higher. But I think, Hunt as a standard running back, is good and deserves the ranking that he's at, I guess.
How about this? In your top 10 for the tight end rankings, you have 6, 7, and 8. Tyler Eifert, Jordan Reed, and Jared Cook.
gross.
God, Jordan Reed. God, I
How
can't
about
stand the
Jared
field.
Cook. Gross.
All rated higher than Trey Burton and Eric Ebron.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I mean, Ebron had a great year.
But it was his first good year. And
Still,
When's the last time Jared Cook had a good year?
and Jordan
Tennessee?
Reed, for that matter. The guy is like
And Jordan Reed and Tyler Eifert have never played a full season.
Yeah, Jordan Reed has got a plus sign next to his name every time he steps on the field.
Like I'm okay with Evan Ingram not being on this list because for the same reason that we're talking about with Jordan Reed and Tyler Eifert.
Mhm.
But for Eifert, Reed, and Cook all to be ranked higher than Burton and Ebron. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I just. Yeah, it's wrong.
It blows my mind.
And I tell you what, if there's, for Madden, because Madden is notorious for this, to be stingy for any position, they're the stingiest with tight ends, 100%. You know, say what you want about Gronkowski, good player. My opinion is, he's just a big body, whatever. But, Gronkowski, he had results. The guy, when he was on the field, which I do feel is injury prone, the guy scored touchdowns, the guy netted big yards. So I can't fault him on that. However, they are ready to. Let's say if Gronkowski was playing this year, which he may come back because that's just how the way the league works, and he would work.
Johnny Hecker was rated the highest punter.
Hey,
Goddamn right.
good for him. But if Gronkowski, let's say that Madden brought Gronkowski back in week 9, just for whatever reason, I guarantee he would be like a 94.
Yeah.
Just because. He played 11 games this year and caught a big pass in the Super Bowl. He's a 94, 100%. That's the way Madden works.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you there. The second they bring Gronk back, he's still going to be in the 90s, but I think if he didn't live up to it, they would start taking him down.
It's one of those things, and it's not a New England thing. I'm not preaching it as that. I'm just saying that
It's definitely a little bit of a New England thing.
well, of course it is because you know me. But I feel as though Madden is super stingy on tight ends when it's.
I feel like Madden never, though. I feel like Madden never actually ranks the Patriots high because on paper the Patriots don't have.
No, and I don't think that Madden rates the Patriots. I agree with I think what you're trying to say, because traditionally, especially as of late, that defense hasn't been that sharp. It's been good at times, but they give up points, and the players that they have they're Belichick is good. He just finds the guys who can play ball and they can hold their own, and that's it. They're just serviceable players.
I was looking at the stats page real quick. When you think Chicago Bears, you never think wide receiver. No. Their all-time wide receiver leader for a career only has 5,000 yards.
That is crazy.
Alshon Jeffrey's third.
Oh my God.
Matt Forte is seventh.
Who's their career leader?
Johnny Morris.
Oh, okay. If I had a gun against my head, I never would have got that.
Now, the sacks list is pretty impressive.
Sure.
Yeah, they're pretty darn good at that defensive thing.
All right, let's do a quick game real quick before we sign off. All right, so we'll start with you, Kendall. Okay?
I'm ready.
All right. Who is the Pittsburgh Steelers' all-time passing leader?
All-time passing leader? Well, presumably I would think it's Roethlisberger.
Correct. Who's their all-time rushing leader?
We had this conversation recently. I guess it's Franco Harris. I thought Bettis was higher.
Receiving leader?
I don't know if Brown beat it. He may have. I'm just going to say Lynn Swan to be safe.
Incorrect. Lynn Swan is actually sixth.
Oh, wow.
He only had 5,400 yards.
Man, is it Hines Ward?
It is.
It is. Damn. I knew that, too.
All right. Mock?
Yeah.
You ready?
Sure.
All right. Who's the all-time passing leader for the Giants?
Is it not Eli?
I'm just asking. Take a guess.
Eli.
Correct. Who's the all-time rushing leader?
It's got to be Tiki Barber.
Yep. And who's the all-time receiving leader?
Ooh. Is it Amani Toomer?
It is. It is. All right, let's go to the Rams.
Kurt Warner.
All right, you're just going to start throwing names out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's Mark Bulger, so.
Yeah.
Who's the all-time passing leader?
Kurt Warner.
Incorrect. He's
All right.
fifth.
Is he really?
Bulger second. It's Everett first.
Oh my God, Jim Everett is first.
Who's the rushing leader all-time?
Dickerson.
Smoke. Mark
Who?
Bulger was really second.
Who's the all-time leading rushing leader?
In team history?
No,
Is it Jackson?
in your history.
Who?
Is it Jackson?
It is. I thought for sure it was going over. Who's the all-time receiving leader?
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup.
Thank you, Kendall.
Yep.
Bruce.
Yep. All right, and Souls, because Jeff's not here, you can do Saints. Jeff, who's the Jeff? Hey, Jeff. Jeff Souls. Who's the all-time passing leader for the Saints?
Drew Brees.
Yep. Who's the all-time rushing leader?
Is it Ricky
McAllister?
Williams?
McAllister?
It is, by less than 90 yards.
Is it Ricky Williams?
If
Second?
Mark Ingram stayed this year, he would have beat it in one game.
That is crazy.
And who's the all-time receiving leader?
Ooh, can I guess?
Not Colston.
Am
Horn?
Nope.
Marcus Colston.
It is Marquise Colston.
Is it?
Jeff's brother is actually second, Eric Martin.
Eric Martin. I can't believe it.
What a terrible name.
Yeah. All right, let's do some beer reviews. Souls, how was Milwaukee's best?
Always great.
Was it the best Milwaukee has to offer?
Yep.
All right. How was your Patron Tequila, Mass?
Mock, you all right over there?
Tequila-y.
I'm good.
How was your Patron Tequila?
Tequila-y.
Tequila?
Yeah.
What the hell's that?
I don't know.
I don't like
The
that.
slur is tequila. But, all right.
Yeah.
How was your Patron?
It was good.
Would you recommend it to a friend?
Yes.
It's because you are an overrated piece of garbage. Red Baron?
I started with the, oh my God, Mock.
You know what? I don't know why you're blaming me.
Because it sounds like
Turn
you're
it
building
down.
an erector set in your goddamn hotel room.
And I can't even see it. I had the triple by Allagash via the Riddler. He's always very good to me. This was very good. 9.2%. I don't know how much he paid for it. It's a Belgian style gold nail. It actually kind of reminded me, and I say this only because I've had one beer like this. I had a Scotch ale one time, and this kind of reminded me of that. I gave it 3 stars. Would definitely get it again. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Riddler. And I finished with Bush. Solid standby.
I also had Bush. 5 stars. Machcine?
I had the Mo from Maine Beer Company. It was very good. Nice taste. I mean, not super hoppy, but I enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely get it again.
All right.
I like how it says, do what's right.
Yeah. Social media, where can they find us?
Be sure to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's staying in a hotel room in Massachusetts or getting drunk by hour 2.
Subscribe on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Be sure to find PPRN now on Spreaker. Right, Kendall?
That's right. And Spreaker gives it to everything that you mentioned.
So we're everywhere twice.
Twice, exactly. We cover
So
the
yeah,
bases
check us out.
double fold.
That's
So
it.
now it's where you find internet radio shows and podcasts and PPRN, you find us.
That's right.
So take that.
Yeah, real
That's
quick.
right.
Can anybody tell me who's the all-time receiving leader for the Dolphins?
Marty Booker.
Nope.
No.
Not even on the list. Not even
Really?
top 15.
Oh, man.
Chris Chambers.
Nope, he's 4th.
Oh, my God. I think I know.
He's like 3,500 yards behind this guy.
There's 2 guys in the
Come on, just
Dan
saying.
Marino era. They share the same first name. And I
Yep,
can't think of the
they
first
do.
name.
One's Mark Clayton. The other one is Mark
Bulger.
That's it.
Mark Duper.
Yep, never would have got that. But
Here's a fun name, number 10, though. Forgot all about this guy. Devon Best.
oh my God. Number 10.
He's 10th all time.
Oh, God.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Getting Sports with Drunk. We'll be back next week from 8-ish to 11-ish on Monday here on the PPRN Radio Network. As always, stay up to date on local and past and future sports topics. We're here to discuss them. Tweet us, Instagram us, Facebook us, YouTube us, mail us, U.S. Postal Service, 528 North Colony Drive, Dickfuck USA.
That's right.
I don't want to give out anybody's real address.
Fax number to come.
Yep, fax number to come. Also, if you are on the singular plan, you can call us toll free.
For now.
For now. But
Well, it's nighttime. You get unlimited minutes.
that's true. Yeah, anything after 9.
God, I fucking forgot about that.
Oh, my
You like the singular reference?
Yeah, that was good.
Forgot
I
all about that,
enjoyed
Britt.
that.
But yeah, make sure to tune in to all the PPRN things going on. There's always the Peter Pino show, all that stuff. But make sure to tune into us.
That's
8-ish
right.
to 11-ish. And we'll be at Black Hog this Saturday.
Come down.
With
join
our
us.
buddy Tyler, the Lord of the Liquids. And until then, I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Machcine Washable.
Yep.
I'm Milwaukee.
The Mask Chris Massey.
And I'm the Red Baron.
No.